Who the heck is Pep Talks?
I'm not gay, but I fantasize about Marco Rubio. Pep Talks. Pep Talks. Pep Talks. Let's eradicate the Kung Flu. I'm literally coming. Pep Talks. Pep Talks.
Who the heck is Pep Talk?
They want our women. They want our children.
Pep Talk.
Sometimes no means yes. Grab them by the
Pep Talk.
Grab them by the Marco Rubio. Obama is a racist.
Pep Talk.
I'm literally coming. I'm literally coming.
Pep Talks.
We found weapons of mass
Pep talk.
destruction. My fellow Americans, it has been confirmed today from Pep Talks that we are indeed all high on politics.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of High on Politics, the I guess you could call this the This Space show now. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm going to be on This Space later, have a new primetime show. It's going to still be Pepaganda, but I think it's going to be a fun hang, especially for the inaugural show. I'll probably do like one little story here and then just kind of do some chatting, but yeah, it's going to be fun. But welcome. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a good day so far. I have, it was a day. Lots of errands. It was one of those ones where I forgot what day it was. So I was just like, shit. So, you know how that goes. You guys really do know how that goes, right? Where you're just like, okay, so today is Tuesday. It's like, no, it's Wednesday. Oh no, especially when you had some stuff planned already, zooming in to both streams before I go do a thing back shortly. Hell yeah, thank you, Pinkerbell. Appreciate everything you do here. Also, yes, hit that like button as you guys file on in here, especially if you're on the vertical stream. I hope you guys are ready to go. This is going to be a fun day. I should probably address this. Yeah, fuck it, I'll just get this out of the way. All right, so yesterday obviously had a bit of a crash out. My crash out was, it was for something that was avoidable. And now I kind of realized that, yeah, it's kind of on me. I should have been more clear with like the rules and everything. So, you know what? We're all good though. So, apologies for my little bit of a crash out yesterday, but we move on. We will prevail. We live in a false flag ops reality TV. I mean, it's insane. It is insane. WWE scripted Jerry Springer's stage production in association with Joey Buttafuoco and Anna Nicole. Dude, I haven't heard Joey Buttafuoco. Like, whoa, I haven't heard that name in a proper long time. God, it's been at least a decade. Yeah, what the hell happened with Joey Buttafuoco? If you guys don't know who Joey Buttafuoco is, holy shit. Yeah, wasn't he... All right, so he was the one with oh my God, I forgot her name, but he was cheating on his wife, and then his mistress went to kill his wife. God, do I have that right, or yeah? Am I mixing up my stories here? But yeah, I have definitely not heard the name Joey Buttafuoco in a long time. Amy Fisher, that's what it was. Amy Fisher, yeah, because Amy Fisher showed up on some of those reality TV shows. That was like the last time I thought about like that entire story. I think it was Celebrity Rehab, if I'm not mistaken. Lorena Bobbitt. Well, Oh, that was it. It was the Lorena Bobbitt thing. So Joey Buttafuoco was the one that had his piece like removed, right? If you guys don't know the story, and I think I know this, so in the 90s there was this really famous story. And again, maybe I didn't know the names, but when I first heard about it, I was probably like third grade. But I remember it clearly because we were all talking about it. It's like, dude, did you hear about this guy? About the guy that had his dinghy, slice, choppy. Especially for us wrestling fans, choppy pee was like already a thing at that point. So we were just like, hey, choppy pee. If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm sorry. It is a weird wrestling thing that they did. It's all staged and made for TV. It feels that way, doesn't it? It really does. Like it does feel weird, and this is what we get for having a reality TV star as our president, the commander-in-chief. Yeah, this is where we're at. But I've been saying that politics is like pro wrestling for a long time. A long time. Playbook, Halliburton script, Dick Cheney. I mean, it does kind of seem like they're using like the same stuff, like the same tactics. It's just, you know, a little pepper hat looks sick. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I was in a hat mood. You know, I don't know. Like hats, the hair is just kind of, I don't know. Wasn't feeling it. No, that's a separate case. Amy Fisher was with Buttafuoco and Lorraine Bobbitt cut off her. Okay, so that's what I thought. Thank you. Go chuck yourself. I thought that it was two separate cases. Because I was like, wait a minute. No, there's no way. So yeah, Buttafuoco, that one was, because Amy Fisher showed up to the house. I'm pretty sure she shot the wife. And yeah, then, Lorena Bobbitt, that one was just, choppy. God, the 90s. Yeah, you guys remember the good old days where like Tara Lipinski, kneecap freaking Nancy Kerrigan, and that was like the biggest news that we had. Oh man, those were the days. Now we have literally, dude, the news cycle it's every freaking day. What day is it? Meta, that's the thing. Like, I think that's playing into it. Like, funny enough, to bring it back to me not knowing what day it is. It really does kind of, it's just so fucking wild. What the hell is going on here? Crap. Give me a second here. I'm gonna have to, I just realized that like my dentist office is calling me. I never get, you know how they send you a text? I never text back like to confirm, and I think that they're mad about that. So I should probably wait for this to go through. I'm obviously not going to answer this. And then I'm going to just send, yes, confirm. Self-care, people, self-care. She did it in the face. She did. So she walked up. Yeah, so Amy Fisher walked up on Joey Buttafuoco's wife, and then, yeah, just she opened the door, and then, yeah, she iced her, if you will. Oh my God, member berries aplenty. Seriously, let's just go through the 90s real quick. It's just like, you guys remember the 90s? You guys remember O.J. Simpson and all? You guys remember, Lorena Bobbitt? You guys remember? Seriously, I brought up Nancy Kerrigan. God, that was even wilder. Like, can we just acknowledge like how crazy that was? And then she got a song. She got a freaking like a movie deal out of that crap. Hey, what's up, Cassandra? Good to see you. Trump is scum. Yes, he is. Welcome. I don't know how to read your name, so I'm just going to say my Russian, or I don't even know if that's Russian. So I'm gonna just say my Eastern European friend. Hello, welcome. MC Hammerpants. Dude, you guys remember Crisscross? When Crisscross was big? Like, dude, I remember, like, for a hot minute, when they were wearing their pants, like, backwards, me and my friends were doing that at school, and we thought we were, like, the shit, and, like, our teachers thought we were just doing it, to be funny, and they didn't understand that that was the hot style at the time. God bless Donald Trump. See, I like how I get a Trump is scum, God bless Donald Trump. Plus your Eagles suck. That's just a fact. Haha. How's it feel to not be in the playoff sphere anymore? It's kind of funny. As a Bears fan, now I'm gonna do that thing where it's like, no, we're having a good, a good season. I'm gonna call this the heart attack season because that last game was insane. All politicians suck. Yeah, boo, dirty birds. The dirty birds. You call them the dirty birds? Defending Super Bowl champs, doofus. I'm aware that you are the defending. Well, not defending anymore. You can't even defend it after that. Dude, trust me. I am joking. Like, this is a joke. I am a fan of one of the worst football teams. Well, they have been the worst. No, they're not bad. They're not worse than the Browns. At least we're not the Cleveland Browns. You know what? That should be a slogan for the Bears. It's like, the Bears. At least we're not the Browns. Didn't the Bears win the last few? Yes, yeah. No, we pulled it off. I hate when everybody does it. We did it. It's like, I am not on that team. I had nothing to do with it. Yeah, no, they pulled it off at the very last minute. That was a crazy game. If you guys didn't see, you don't even have to be into football to understand that was freaking crazy. Because, yes, during halftime, I thought we were done. because it was like 21 to like 3. And I just thought we were cooked. And yes, the stars and everything aligned for the Bears to make a wonderful comeback. Oh, hey, look, you're in your spot finally. Dog. Everybody say hello to Stan. If you guys do not know Stan, he is a great co-host. You guys can always show him your appreciation by donating $2 to the stream, and he gets himself a little treat. He covered up the bald head. Hey, yes. I had a feeling that was coming. Yeah. Dude with long hair wears a fucking hat, and all of a sudden it's just like, look how bald you are. Although, it's funny. I obviously go to a comic shop, you know, nerd. Yeah, the guy that runs it, he has like a ponytail, and he's got like that huge bald spot. I'm just like, oh man, that's probably coming for me. Crap. But I don't have that. I don't got that. I'm pretty good. Look at that. We're almost hitting 40. I thought I would lose my hair. I'm not even kidding, because here, hold on. Is that just YouTube? Yeah, it's just YouTube. Okay. Sorry guys, if YouTube just buffered, just so you know, YouTube's been having issues like all day. So, yeah. Just make sure that you refresh your screen if that starts happening. I remember my mom literally screamed cheering when the Bears won. Really? Your mom's a Bears fan? It was, I mean, okay, so I understand like a lot of people had, they were against the Packers specifically because of like their fantasy teams. Somebody explained that to me. They were just like, yeah, the majority of people, they have you know, players that are not on the Packers, so they hate the Packers this year. It's just like, how'd that work out? The buffering wheel of doom stop now. Yeah. I just, again, just giving you guys an update. Why are there so many people doing live streams nowadays? Why do people think anyone cares about what they have to say? It's getting ridiculous. Wow, look at you. You're Mr. Positivity over there. Well, I, for one, I'm going to just say, am one of the last professional broadcasters. I actually went to school to do this. Well, not this specifically, but I went to school to do radio, man. So I know how to do this. I also know how to do it in a professional capacity, even though, yeah, most of my stuff was learning how to do commercials, bumpers, voices, just production. Technically, I could run a show if I needed to. Yeah, it was fun. But also, it was what I would consider not the best way to spend my money. Because, yeah, yeah, freaking broadcasters. Hey, you know what? No chauvinism. What the hell? I know too many women in broadcasting that were way better than a lot of the dudes, so let's not do that. You definitely got the voices. Yeah, thank you. Again, I wanted to do that. That's also why, you know, I can put on the radio voice. Could you imagine if I did the entire show in my radio voice? You're listening to Pep Talks. Pep Talks on WPEP Radio. Alrighty, folks. Well, on the Morning Zoo, we got a little bit of fun coming up for you. We've got some protests, you know, all that Morning Zoo fun. You know, they got the air horns out there. Boo, boo, boo. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. I need to get that on a soundboard. I need it. I need to get a soundboard so bad. Seems like that would be exhausting. It could be. So, like, the way that I was trying to do it was I would be doing a 6-hour shift. And here's the secret that they don't want you to know about radio, is a lot of the bigger shows that you listen to were already pre-recorded, especially if they were, like, Morning Zoo type shit, where they did not have to talk about anything topical. Yeah, they would can it. They would give you, like, a breakdown on, like, when you needed to play what. And you would have a little light. At least the place I did like work, they had like a little light board. It was easy. It made the job incredibly easy. And then, this is gonna show how old I am. Then iPads became a thing, and then all of a sudden we could hook those up. It was crazy. I can't believe Piglet from Winnie the Pooh was in the files. Oh, dear, they're on to me, Pooh. I knew it. You've always been quite the deviant there, Piglet. And I always thought that it was Rabbit. Rabbit was the one who had the pew-pews in the carrot farm. I thought that he was always up to no good. Don't get me started on Tigger. Anyway, what's hilarious is, doesn't matter who's in office, we are so screwed. I mean, right now, the iPad came out. Yeah. I was about to say, I'm like, this is gonna age me, because I'm not even kidding. The iPad, it was specifically the iPad, it was the year the iPad mini came out, because we were already, like, past that because we didn't have any equipment that could support an iPad. I'll never forget the first time we tried it. It blew out the sound, like the soundboard, and it was a major mistake on our part. Not my part. I didn't do it. That was the engineer. I have nothing. To this day, I'm still like, I didn't do it. You guys can't charge me for that one. All right. Good for the iPad. I support them coming out. Nice. Our phones didn't even have screens. No. Well, no, this was well before then. Oh, not well before then. Because, no, obviously this was after the iPad. So, what was this, 2008? About? Yeah, it was like 2008, 2009. Man. Good times. But, yeah, now everything is literally automated. I'd be shocked if I walked into a radio station now and saw that they didn't have everything on their computer. That's when the BlackBerry ruled. Yeah, that's when I had a BlackBerry. I loved my BlackBerry. I had the, I forgot what it was actually called, what the model was, but it was like one of the last ones, but it had like the little, it had a very, very functional mouse. Like, I loved that thing. It didn't have a touch screen. And I was fine with it. I miss the keyboard, man. If there's one thing that I miss, it's the keyboard from the BlackBerry. Man, that thing was great. You guys remember when they tried to do like a touchscreen phone that had like the tactile like keyboard in the screen? Oh God, that was awesome. That was awful. I almost said awesome. No, it was awful. It was one of the worst phones that I have ever had. And it was one of the shortest times I've ever had a phone because I was just like, it's almost unusable. I got an HTC after that, which wasn't much better. The BlackBerry Storm. Is that what it was? That sounds like the one that I had. But yeah, good times. Guys, look at me going down memory lane here. But yeah, to the one guy that was just like, oh yeah, why is everybody doing a podcast? Well, I'm doing it because I'm made for this, baby. I'm one of the few content creators in any of these spaces that has the confidence to know that this is what I was made to do. I just started late. That's my biggest regret, is starting this way. Like, I should have started this 5 years ago, but whatever. I'll admit, I was a little bit down on the, the streamers, and I was a little bit like, during COVID, I was just like, oh, after COVID's over, this is done. Streamers aren't going to even be a thing. I literally wasn't even alive. Oh my God. Dude. Oh, that made me feel freaking. Here, hold on. I need to take some Metamucil. I need to keep myself regular. Otherwise, I'm going to get all backed up. And then you don't even know the pain that comes with that. The Moto Razor. That thing was bitchin'. I never had a Moto Razor. My sister did. I loved the Moto Razor because it reminded me of the, the Matrix a little bit. I did have the Matrix phone, the one that, it was a Nokia that had the little, like, it would, like, flip, or not even flip, it, like, had a switch up where it was weird. Like, you would get a call, right? And you would just hit, like, this little side thing, and it would just, like, flick up, and then it would show the rest of your phone. It was cool. ICE agents are gay. I mean, more than likely, it turns out that, a whole bunch of these Republican dudes end up having Grindr accounts, so I would not, I mean, statistically, it seems like they probably do. Yeah, they realized they were kind of the smart version of the banana phone. Ring, ring. Oh my God, banana phone. Banana phone. Hey, what up, my buddy Charles? I mean, kind of forcing that one with the name there. Those were cool, like Star Trek. Yeah. They were like the communicators, like, yeah. Come on, man. You gotta go back to the good old days of the phones, man. I've been thinking about it though, like going back to like a dumb phone, because I've been seeing that a lot of people are doing that, and honestly, it seems like I would have a much just better existence if I wasn't always, able to access all this news and all this stuff. I mean, yes, there's good things about it, but I think, man, like, obviously with the ICE stuff that's going on right now, very good. Like, it's really good that we are able to warn each other of that kind of stuff. Also, Rogan went mega viral with his takedown on ICE, even though I watched the full context, and I don't like the way that certain places, like Morning Joe's the most egregious one. We're going to check out that clip because the way that they cut it, it was like, oh, hold on. There was context there, and trust me, you're going to have a bunch of right-wingers coming out and be like, he said more. Why? Why are we absolute scumbags there? What's your problem there, Paul? What did a Democrat do to you that made you all of a sudden just go, they're scum? Yes. Such scum for caring about, their fellow person, no matter what. It really does come down to like, oh my God, they have empathy. So they're so scummy, guys. Democrats are so scummy. The left is so scummy. Like, did you know that having empathy is like one of the worst things that you can do? That's crazy. They took her jabs. Yeah. I mean, you don't hear that one anymore. Because now it's like, well, hold on. What job? I always ask that when they were saying that. It's like, what job do you do that you've overvalued that apparently an immigrant can just have? I mean, just saying. I don't know. Please don't spam. Yeah, if you keep spamming, then I'll have to ban you. Which... We have clear-cut rules now on who gets banned and when. So, if you guys are looking to have a conversation, even if you're looking to troll a little bit, try and do it in a way that isn't, I don't know, like childish and completely ignorable. Facts lifts are the Diddy lovers. Wait. That's why they cried wolf? What are you even talking about? What? Caring about basic human rights and happiness is woke, apparently. Well, that's what... Yeah, no, it is. It is. It's freaking insane how they have weaponized, like, empathy, where they're just like, hey, you know what you got? You got a case of that brain disease where you care about people. You need to not do that unless they're Republican people. Like, if you care too much about your fellow man... God damn it, we can't be having that. We need you to care about cops. Specifically, cops that do not have the authority to arrest you. You need to care about them. You need to care for these fine men out there putting their lives at risk. Like, Jesus Christ. Dear, don't worry, Lord Snooty. Your troubles won't be coming from conservatives. I mean, sure seems like they are. As much as I have fights with people that are, that lean commie, even though I don't even really fight them, yes, I'm a fucking leftist. So even if communism were to somehow have its day, I'd give it a shot. I've lived through late stage capitalism. I'm going to just say this much, that you guys don't make a very good case to just keep it going because, yeah, it keeps failing a lot of people. This idea that you need to keep fighting for a system that has failed you and a lot of other people around you, I think that's a time when, the nerve to own a hockey jersey when you, when you are soft. Yes. To own a hockey jersey. Okay. Let's see. What's that mean? What's that mean there, fella? I got the PJs on today. Soft laugh too. Ha 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 ha. Or wait, my soft laugh. Ha 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 ha. What? You mad that a lefty plays hockey? Probably better than you too. Pep is anti-fascist. I mean, yes, just by definition, technically, yes. Yeah, sure. Pep only owns it for fashion. Sure. Yes. That's exactly it. I only, the one with my fucking name on it. that's just, I did that for fashion accessorizing, guys. That's funny. Shouldn't we all be Antifa? You would think so. I mean, that's my favorite thing. Like, somehow the cognitive dissonance that that had to already be there for these guys to hear the term anti-fascist and Antifa, and then they decided, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should look into this a little bit. Nah. Immediately they were just like, Antifa, they're the bad guys. They wear all black, and they wear face masks, and they wear and they use heavy-handed tactics. I'm scared of Antifa. God. Meanwhile, you have these guys out there, like, if Antifa was doing what ICE is doing, you'd be freaking the fuck out. So it's almost like, yeah, fascism bad. But here we are. It's okay. Whatever, man. We got to live through all this shit. That's the biggest bitch of this, is we have to live through this. And now we're living in a time where you do have, you know, Stephen Miller out there saying that they have absolute immunity, when every single judge in America went, that's not a thing. They're like, nobody has absolute immunity, especially in policing. Are you kidding me? The military doesn't have absolute immunity. So for this bald Nazi fuck to come out and just be like, absolute immunity, he has no idea what he's talking about. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that, Wilbur. Here, let me do this. There we go. Nah, we've been in trouble. We've been to Cuba. It sucks. Everything is overpriced. You've been to Cuba? No shit? Am I defending Antifa? I'm defending anti-fascists, yes. I'm not defending what you consider Antifa. Because you guys, like, again, you saw a few clips of, you know, you go back to the BLM protests is what you guys, or the BLM riots is what you call them, when in reality, dude, a Target burnt down. And it wasn't even, or it was an AutoZone that burnt down and a Target that got looted. Woo! Oh my God. Be still my heart. Oh my God. Don't even look at the fact that they were like, there were definitely professional instigators in there. But okay. It's totally fine. Beta boy. Is that all you guys got? Is beta, alpha, beta, zeta? I mean, really? Dude, get better insults, man. Like, work harder. Like, do a little bit better. You guys aren't, there's no humor there. There's nothing there. Like, okay, oh, beta, you got me. Whoa. Summer of Love. My dad fought in World War II. He was Antifa. Well, that's what most people have come to terms with, is the fact that, yes, being anti-fascist is a good thing. You shouldn't be pro-fascism. And if you have been taught now, or if, like, your brain somehow, like, did a 180 and now you're just like, yeah, fascism based, you might have a problem. Like, pretty sure you failed history, which that doesn't surprise me. I mean, the fact that you guys can read sometimes genuinely surprises me. So-called alpha is becoming the most submissive omega-coded people the moment someone slightly more masculine talks to them. Oh, it's hilarious. No, they're all Aiden Ross sniffing Andrew Tate's taint. Like, that's what they all are. Like, seriously, if Donald Trump, you know, because he takes shits, you know, just wherever he is. You know, according to a bunch of people, he just poops his pants. And I have a feeling that a lot of you you'd be sitting there with a straw, just like, oh, let me get in there. I need some of that super alpha poop, so I can get me some of that Trump juice. Ew. But that's you guys. It's disgusting. The worship, the bottom G. Yes, imagine justifying raping German children as the positive outcome because of the Holocaust, because you're literally circumcised, missing a piece of yourself. Wait, what? Okay. So now you did the thing where now you're saying circumcision and all, like, okay. No, you guys got weird. Like, plain and simple. The conspiracy guys aren't even doing conspiracies anymore. Now they're just like, and like, they're just saying Holocaust denial shit. It's literally what it is. What's disgusting is watching liberals fight to destroy the country. Ah, well, okay. What are we fighting to destroy the country with? Like, you guys, you claim that this peacetime that we weren't experiencing, and like the low crime rates. I live in Chicago, and I'll tell you right now, our crime rates they really haven't been lower. You want to talk about feeling safe? This is the safest ironically, before ICE came into town. Now, when ICE is in town, it is legitimately like, oh my God, like you have to fear to go outside. That's kind of fucked up. Get some cope juice. Nobody's coping, dude. We have accepted that he's our president. You know what? We didn't do storm the Capitol pretending otherwise. You want to sit here pretending like you're somehow better at accepting facts? Dude, when he lost, you guys couldn't take that and then stormed the fucking Capitol. But then he comes out and says, ooh, they were out there, you know what? Great people. The police instigated them. God. That piece that Jon Stewart did by using his own words against him, that's what's really going to take Trump down is just his own words. And the fact that we have so much material. It's crazy. Evidence shows he didn't lose. What evidence? If evidence was true, if that was true, then the court cases, the 60 plus court cases would have said otherwise. All those investigations would have said otherwise. The only thing you have is some guy named Mike Pillow fucking, did you know that they went the machines, they did it with the machines. Yeah. Also, so much evidence that Dominion won a lawsuit that would have shut Fox News down if they didn't settle. But yeah, okay, your facts seem to really be on point there, buddy. Okay. Thanks to Trump, stuff is more expensive. Thanks to tariffs. Oh, it's getting more expensive too. It's funny. Just went to the grocery store today. Eggs are back to over $2. Everything seems to be going up in price again. So yeah. That little bit of reprieve that you might have been feeling. Pretty sure that's over. Okay, but you're still not changing the fact that your country sells. What are you fucking talking about, dude? Get out of here. Fucking over you. Yeah, Holocaust denial. That's when you get banned. We're not even dealing with that. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing. I'm already engaging with a bunch of people who also claim that I'm such a beta that it's like, oh, you ban everybody. Dude, I literally, I chastised my mods to the point where, I was screaming at them on stream. to kind of, calm down on you guys. So, just gotta say. Trump has the border secured. No, see, that's the thing. How does he have the border secured and then there's still drugs coming through? How'd that work? I don't understand that. I don't understand how we need to stop all these drugs coming through when he already locked the border down. It's almost like this oxymoron shit is eventually going to hit you in the face. For real, man. Keep schooling these sheep. Thank you. I appreciate the $1.99. $1.99 is close enough to the $2 to get my good old boy down here a little treat. God, I'm going to actually have to start calling him that soon. You are. You're not a senior yet. But he's getting there. There you go. Our borders are the same that they were 20 years ago. The thing is, you've never, it's not like you went down to the border to check. That's another thing that I'm absolutely just, kind of floored by is how much these people claim to, care about the border stuff. Hey, my buddy Charles got banned finally. Man. That's how you know you done fucked up. Is when you start really pissing off, my mods who are pretty lenient. Democrats don't care about the borders. That's not true. If that were true, then why was Obama the deporter in chief? You guys never have a consistent argument. This is what's pathetic. You latch onto one thing, and this is where I do think a lot of you are bots, because it's too many times have I run into somebody where this is the only thing you guys want to argue, and then you have no answers. No answers past whatever the fuck you just want to go throw out there. But, okay. Yeah, hi, Stan. Everybody say hi. Lone Wolf and Cub. Hey, that's a great freaking book. Trump has the border super secure, more secure than it's ever been. The cope is unreal. Again, if the border is so secure, then why are we still worried about the drugs? Charles, if you like hanging in here, don't spam. Yep. Plain and simple. Kamala literally ran on having a stronger border than Trump. Yes. That was kind of the thing, man. Like, they did try to do the whole border bill, but he was just like, I can't have that. That's politically good for them. It's the same way that if the economy actually does improve, then that's politically bad for the Democrats. You see how that works? That's why they're so quiet right now. It's because they're a little worried that if the housing market does shift by November, then they're going to have to contend with that. It's almost like they might have to do something. Fucking ridiculous. Honestly, I'm more mad about that. Right now, I am more mad at Democrats for not doing shit. They're not doing shit. They're not fighting at all. They're not going out here doing anything past some fucking, we gotta thumb our nose at these people. Seriously. Push back a little bit. Even the fucking mayor of fucking Minnesota or Minneapolis is just like, well, you know, I used to get the fuck out of here. Ooh, I used a naughty word. Look, I used a naughty word. But is he doing anything with the police to maybe, I don't know, protect the citizens? Is he doing anything to put police in between the citizenry and the fucking federal government? No! That's where I'm getting a little fucking tired of it. And I'm getting tired on being sold that it's like they're somehow the ones fighting for us. They're not. It's fucking ridiculous, man. I can't stand the fact that, again, like they constantly do this shit too. Well, we condemn everything that ICE is doing and Trump is doing, and we're gonna focus on the Epstein stuff, even though we're not even gonna focus on that. Like, they've really made a great case for the fact that it's like they've only released 0.6% of the Epstein files that Trump signed into fucking law. Like, and this is the bottom line, if we start going down the path where ICE has absolute immunity, Trump could sign laws that don't matter and cannot be enforced, by his Department of Justice against his Department of Justice. If the FBI can be the one investigating themselves or the federal government, like, these are what we call like living in Russia. This is like what living in a fascist dictatorship is. Like, I have lived long enough to be part of a country that we used to do the pedestal shit where it's like, you know what? Russia's bad, but at least we don't do that to our citizens. You know what? Russia's bad, but at least we don't do that. China's bad, but at least we don't do that. Not anymore. Now, we're literally just as bad. That's the part that sucks the worst, and honestly, that should have some of y'all feeling a little fucked up, is the fact that we can no longer claim to be better. That's why when he came out and said, oh, you know what, we're gonna go and we're gonna save Iran. I am appalled at what they're doing to their protesters. They're shooting the protesters. It's like, do you have a sense of fucking irony in the slightest? I don't think he does. That's why I genuinely think that Trump is losing his mind. I know that you guys in MAGA did not see the clip of him being asked about the $2,000 tariff checks or the stimulus checks. He legit said, who said that? When did I say that? I didn't say $2,000 stimulus checks. I don't know. What are you talking about? Come on, man. This is what I really don't like, is the fact that too many people are so sycophantic for Trump and just hating on the Democrats that they don't live in an objective reality. Like, there is no center to them. Half of them claim to be independents when it's like, no, you're just MAGA. Like, if you're still fighting for MAGA and you don't have a negative opinion about anything right wing, then I'm going to question whether or not you're actually a fucking serious person. You can't say a thing about his mental state because of Joe. Nobody said Joe Biden was not on my end. The left was totally calling Joe Biden out in 2019. That's why we didn't want him elected. I wanted Bernie. He was a lot sharper, honestly. And then when he got elected, I was worried about that, where I was just like, I don't know, man. Like, a lot of the stuff that they keep telling us where it's just like, yeah, that's a stutter. I'm like, I know the difference between a stammer and a stutter and just, I don't know, being old. Like, I've dealt with that, man, a lot like that. My grandpa was the greatest dude, World War II vet. But near the end of his life, he was slipping a little bit. Just a little bit. They've been brainwashed by Fox News. It's not even just Fox News. It's literally the right-wing echo chamber. Benny Johnson's he has just as much to do with this than Fox News. Like, that's why I kind of find it funny that, like, the right-wing Civil War, you know how quickly that ended? Because there was definitely like a behind-the-scenes type of truce. You know, Candace Owens, not just with Erica Kirk, I'm pretty sure she talked to Tucker Carlson and a few other of these people, and they're just like, hey, can you not? Because you're kind of fucking this up for us. Except for Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is just like, No, see, again, you guys are in here and you're just like, you ride for Waltz. You love this person. Dude, you, number one, if you were genuinely curious about what my positions are, you'd ask. You wouldn't just be a fucking tool douchebag in fucking chat going, you already like this. Fuck you. You don't know me. And you didn't even try to get to know me. If this is how you are in real life, don't be surprised when people ignore you. Seriously. That's the thing that I genuinely do think about right-wingers, that, like, if you take this approach in real life and then wonder why nobody wants to talk to you, and then simultaneously blame the world for sucking, no, you're the problem. You're the fucking problem. I left Alabama last year. Joe Mack, best choice I ever made. Nice. Pete, you're literally talking to yourself there. Yeah. Yeah, he is. That's how leftists act, you guys. I mean, again, this whole broad thing. Like, I don't know why I can do this, but I know people who are on the right who do not think like you. They're not brain broken like you. Like, they can see what happened in Minnesota, and they can defer and go, yeah, you know what? I voted for Trump. I like, XY policy, but I don't like this. I think that he's really, he's pushing it here. You got a bunch of veterans that are coming out that voted for Trump saying that same type of shit, where they're just like, I voted for Trump, but he's making this less safe for us. And then you got cops. Cops are the big one that they're coming out and saying, I voted for Trump, but God damn it, if he keeps up with this ICE shit, we're going to have a problem. Why didn't Biden release the files? Because it was still under investigation, and Ghislaine Maxwell was still in court at that point. Also, the FBI, they claimed that they didn't have a lot of that shit, so it's weird. It is weird. It's almost weird where instead of releasing the thing that they totally fucking had, because otherwise I don't think Trump would have signed that fucking law, because you lost that one. You do understand that, right? When Trump decided to sign that into law, you guys don't have the argument that they weren't even a thing. Also, the redactions are laughable. Like, fucking laughable. President Hussein after 9/11? What? Did you hit your head, like, on your way to come and type that? Because that seems like you fell down the stairs and you just kind of mixed up a whole bunch of shit. That's crazy. So where did the 20 million votes come from? What 20 million votes are you talking about? Oh, are you still on that 2020 thing? Oh my God. Again, if they had all this proof, they could have brought it to all these Trump judges who decided to rule against them. Again, don't look at evidence. Don't look at fact-based evidence, or like at any of that, because there is no fact-based evidence with you. It's all a conspiracy on the left to fuck over Daddy Trump. It's all the bad people. It's all the people that we don't agree with. They're the ones who do all this stuff that makes absolutely, again, your own conspiracies don't even make sense, bro. That's the problem. Which, this is what happens when you have a complete dumbass in fucking office, and that, like, this is what you guys are parroting. You guys are parroting someone who has a very low IQ. Legitimately. Trump has a low IQ. You know how I know? He calls everybody else low IQ. He constantly is projecting everything about himself when he opens his mouth. There's fraud. Yeah, he's committing fraud. Trust me. But again, somehow, he is the arbiter of all things great. He's, you know what? He's just such a good person. I love to debate you. Well, get in line. ICE modern day Gestapo. Yep, they are. They literally are. And the thing is, when you have the majority of Americans now, like now coming out and saying that they do not support ICE when ICE had a 60% approval rating before Kristi Noem. I hope you understand that. All they had to do was keep doing what they were doing. And they could have done it on the DL. You guys want to know why nobody protested Obama? It's because they did it on the DL. That's why. For 8 years, they did it on the DL. The only thing that we got was the camps. You know, oh, we got the kids in cages thing, and that's what got us. We were just all like, oh, Jesus Christ, they deported how many people? And they did this thing where like and then Trump came in and was just like, you know what? Kids in cages, let's one up them. Let's take them away from their parents. Because that was the one thing that Obama didn't even do, was he made sure that they were all processed together at least. But okay, I'm not even trying to stand up for that. This is a devil's advocate position because I don't like that. I think that he was too ham-fisted with the fucking immigration. But again, you guys don't believe it. You guys simultaneously want to bring up that he was the deporter in chief, but also simultaneously he had an open border. Which one was it? Which one was it? This open border shit. You know, it's weird. I live in Chicago. I didn't see this mass wave. Even as a sanctuary city, I didn't see this mass wave of Mexicans that just came and ruined our economy and took all our jobs and pushed. You know what? I didn't lose anything. So... What exactly were you doing that an immigrant who's untrained can come in and take exactly what you have? Trump's rating is not above 45. It's not 45%. No, his approval rating in the country right now is still under 39%. It ticked up a little bit because he started making some moves with the economy, like it was right after he made the announcement about like the gas prices, and then he was talking about specifically how he was going to go and ban the private equity firms from buying up houses, which objectively is a good thing. I'm for that. Does that mean I'm a Trump fan? No, but I can admit when Trump did something good. That's a good fucking policy. If he actually does it, that's a great policy. If he caps the credit cards, that's a good policy. However, there is a downside to that. So I was talking to my buddy. He's not an economist, but he's an accountant. And he was just telling me how technically this is not great if he does that to the credit card companies, because then there's no incentive to lend. So it's the same thing with Jerome Powell. Like, he keeps talking about, I want the interest rates to be lower. And the only reason he wants the interest rates to be lower, it has nothing to do with political expediency. It's for him and his friends, because then they could buy everything up on the cheap. You do understand that these guys are in a massive amount of debt, too. Like, even for being billionaires. Mr. Beast just came out and said how he has, like, his net worth is billions, but technically he doesn't even have, like, a penny to his name. It's like, that's crazy, but also how things tend to work in this country. What's in Detroit that there's 5,000 jobs for car mechanics at Ford? Go get a job then. Again, like, if all of these jobs are coming back, I don't understand where, like, these people are so, you know, ICE based. ICE is pretty easy to join, dude. Why aren't you there? Why are you in my chat instead of joining ICE, going and helping getting the criminal element out? Why are you still here? 43.8% approval rate rating as of yesterday. Which poll said that? Because I'll tell you right now. Let's see. Ipsos polls Trump. Latest polls. What the fuck? Why is this? Oh, it goes back to December. Hold on. Times latest poll. Oh, okay, never mind. Just 1 in 5 Americans support Trump's efforts to acquire Greenland. 1 in 5 Americans support U.S. That's the only poll I'm finding right now. Yeah, you need an aggregate poll. You can't just, like, if you're going to just take, like, Rasmussen and just be like, the Rasmussen poll said X. It's like, that's not how this works. You got to at least take the aggregate. I'll admit if his approvals are going up, fine. That doesn't mean that. Also, I'm going to just say this much, 43%, still not great. Like, that's not something I would go out and be like, woo, polls are bullshit. Yeah, for the most part. They're good. They're good at kind of giving an idea of what the American people are thinking, but realistically, until they really take like the way that they do this, because most of it's still landline. So they're asking a bunch of the oldest people in our freaking country. Those are the only people that have landlines anymore, or people that have like an office. Debating solves nothing. That's totally wrong. I just watched, I forgot who did it, but there was this video where he's like, debate solves nothing, like the same thing. No, it gets people out there to maybe start thinking of things differently. No, modern debate does not work. The way that, like, online debate, I should say, the way that, like, Parker does it and, like, all those guys, it does nothing. It literally does nothing. That's out there. It's mental masturbation. That's all it is. When I debate, number one, I'm genuinely curious about why my opponent came to the position that they're at. I will only debate somebody that is intellectually honest. I will never debate somebody that has already made up their mind and then they want to debate that point. Fuck you. Like, seriously, fuck you. I have no interest in that at all. If you cannot change your mind, then you're already fucked. Plain and simple. Go Chicago Bears? Hell yeah. You're a liberal? No, I'm not. I'm not a fucking liberal. I'm a leftist, but I'm not a liberal. Learn your political compass, man. You're the only one who sounds like a fucking moron when you come in here saying, yeah, you liberal. You're just a libtard. It's like, no, at least get it right. I'm a fucking leftist. I'm more left than your fucking general. No, and I'm not a commie either. No, I understand where I fall on the political spectrum. Where do you fall? Are you a fascist supporter? Do you just call yourself a fascist supporter now? Is that what it is? So what? At least he has his mom. My mom's dead, you dumb fuck. My mom died unexpectedly last year. So, no, I don't. But if you want to make fun of that, be my guest, man. Let's show these people in chat just how good of an awesome person you are that they can get behind. This is my favorite thing, is always finding the worst person in chat and then making other people in chat own that shit. Because if you genuinely want this person in your movement and you defend what he says, then guess what? You're just as bad as him, which that's great. It's the same people that make fun of my wife's cancer. It's the same people that make fun of my mom dying or any of that shit. I'm sorry for your loss. Losing mom is hard. Yeah, I was very close to my mom too. You say leftist. Wait, shit. You think private property should be a thing? Yes. That's why the far left doesn't exactly like me. I have had multiple arguments with people from whether they're PSL or from their actual communists. I have had arguments with them. I don't believe that that's necessarily the way to go with this stuff, especially in the current system that we have. There is no flipping this light switch off, flipping it back on, and then having an entirely different thing. That's not how this works. I literally I'm at that point in my life where I'm about to hit 40, right? So I'm at this point where I'm like, all right, I only got maybe 30 years, 40 years, maybe, if I'm lucky. I would like to see us make a actual pivot towards some really good social programs. If I, in my lifetime, could see Medicaid, specifically the medicine, Medicare for all, like that is something that I would love to see, because I do not think that we should have a whole bunch of, we shouldn't just have these insurance companies fucking us the way that they are. That's your wildest. Yeah. Yes. This is what happens when you have your own money. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah. I'm one of those guys that, grew up, and then just bought a whole bunch of shit that, I couldn't afford when I was a kid. That's what I did. Warhammer is expensive. The definition of liberal, everyone is equal. That's not the definition of liberal, but okay. That's not how that works. Because Obama did a bang-up job. He did fine. With the ACA, that was a move in the right direction. You do understand that there has to be gradual moves, right? So the ACA made it so people who had pre-existing conditions and anybody that was under the age of 26 could stay on their parents' insurance. People who were under the age of 26 were either in college and they were like kind of starting their lives. So that was just a good thing. That gave them a leg up in life. Was it a perfect, fix? Fuck no. No, and it did fuck with the markets, and it did increase premiums on other things, and, the whole you can keep your doctor thing, that was a blatant lie. Plain and simple. But it was a move in the right direction. The problem is, you guys think of politics you guys literally think of it like the way that me and my friends thought about pro wrestling when we were growing up. Like, when I was a Macho Man fan, that's how you guys support your favorite politician, which is disgusting. It is. Have you heard me just sit here and go to bat for any politician? Just no questions asked? Or did I have a nuanced take on it and say, yeah, you know what? He did this that was good. He did this that was bad. I really didn't appreciate that. Or are you just fucking assholes that, again, you need to project your shit where you're just like, Obama was awful. He did stuff. I don't know what. But he did stuff like this one. Oh, Michelle Obama for prison. For what? For what? Seriously, and if you're going to say fraud, then you need to go look at Trump fraud. Trump's fraud is well documented. But then you have, you need Obama's to do the fraud. That's your problem. You need to make up a whole bunch of shit that's not even fucking real and does not have anything to do with anything anymore. Guess who's not the fucking president? Obama. That is behind us. We are 2 fucking presidencies removed from Obama. We are almost a full 10 years removed from Obama. Get the fuck over it. Seriously. How fucking gay can you be? This made me spit. Sitting here insulting you. Rashing out, you fucking assholes. All politicians are crooked? Yes. Stop vaping. Stop worrying about me. I thought you didn't like me, so don't you want me to die sooner? Isn't that how that works? Thank you for the $5.
$4.36, $5. Thought on the Medicaid: if you make it free or even if it's super dirt cheap, then you're going to get really shitty healthcare.
No, that's not
Like
true.
FR.
That's not true. That's not true. I've experienced the national healthcare system in 3 different countries now. It's not true at all. I had better healthcare in fucking Mexico. Now, was the hospital like this primo hospital that looked like a frickin', a rich person's house? No. But I got some fucking great healthcare for free. I also got some great healthcare in Toronto for free. I got some great healthcare in France for free. Quit lying about being a disgusting bot. Who? Oh, Mac. Yeah. Why do you vape? It screws up your lungs? Because I'm a fucking free human being. Why do you care? This is America. It's my decision to do what's unhealthy for me. You do understand that. So if you guys want, what is with these motherfuckers that are on the right that want to police how people act? You do understand how fucking wild that is. And then you guys are out here saying how wild the fucking left is for what? For what? For what? You guys want to police everything. You want to police who people can love. You want to police what I can smoke. You want to police where I can go, what I can say. What in the fuck makes you guys the arbiters of freedom then? How? How are you patriots? How are you Americans? That doesn't seem to make a lot of fucking sense when all you care about is telling other people what they can and cannot fucking do. It's insane. You are not for freedom. You are assholes who want to control everything, whether it's women's bodies, because women usually, they kind of like having control of themselves, right? Right? Well, we get it. We get it. Crashing out. Oh, if you think this is crashing out, fucking A, man. This is just me having fun. No, I'm calling you guys out on being inconsistent douchebags. Like, it's insane. Like, if you genuinely cared about freedom, then you would not even care about this stuff. You would just think, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm gonna just live and let live. Let my neighbor make these decisions, and if they fail, then I can point and laugh at them. The funniest part is, the opposite has happened. It's most of these right-wingers who voted for all this shit that they thought they were going to get, specifically the tax. Like, my favorite one are the people who do not live in, like, they don't make the money that is needed to benefit from the new tax codes. That's hilarious. Like, it's always funny to me when people are out there fighting for people who will fuck them over immediately. They don't have any policy. The only time I hear policy from you guys is, I like what he's doing with the illegals. That's not a policy, really. It really isn't. What's the policy that you are very, very, like, jazzed up on, where you're like, yeah, this is going to change the country for the better? Welfare has been dealt with. No, it hasn't. That's not true in the slightest. Charles, you're a fucking asshole. And honestly, I might ban you myself. You've pissed off my mods enough, and, like, I'm all for engagement, Charles, but you're taking advantage of that. Like the stream. Yeah, guys, if you don't agree with me even, like the stream so the stream can gain some traction, so you guys have a place to come and get your stuff out. You're too emotional? Okay. Says the people that came into a chat to argue their politics. What emotion brought you here? Was it insecurity? Like, usually people that are secure do not need to go to another, like, YouTuber's chat to prove how popular their ideas are. Just gonna say. You are power hungry? How am I power hungry when I'm explaining how you guys are the ones taking freedoms? How is that not you guys being completely power hungry? Like, that's what? Talk about Tim Waltz. I'm not a fan of Tim Waltz. And if you say it one more time, I'm going to ban you from chat because you're spamming. I thought Tim Waltz was a numbnut. You know, when he came out and said, yeah, you know, I'm just a bit of a knucklehead. Yeah, fuck you. That's not what we needed. He's a nice guy. Like, that's the thing. Tim Waltz seems like a genuinely nice person, but not a very great politician. He honestly had some great policies, but all you guys care about is Tampon Tim. That's all you know about the guy. You know nothing about what he actually did for the people of his constituency. You don't know anything about that shit, and you don't care. You genuinely don't care about anything good that some of these politicians have done, like Obama. You guys sit here shitting on the ACA without recognizing some of the good shit that came from it. Was it perfect? No. But then you guys do this thing where it's like, blanket bad, it's blanket bad. No, it's fucking not. And the world does not work in black and white like that, even though you think it does. Just because you want it to be all white does not mean that the world's not fucking gray, you assholes. You do understand that most people aren't as hateful and as cunty as you. That's just how it goes. But here you guys are. You think you're very, very convinced that Trump is way more popular than he actually is, which good luck with that one. You can't name a policy that you're really jazzed about. And then on top of it, you're constantly fighting to take freedoms away from people. Am I gonna cry now? Guys, I'm gonna cry. You can whine about a lemonade stand at the corner of the street. I mean, that's what I would say, that you guys do that already because you're just like, oh, that's gonna bring my property value down. Jazzed about Venezuela. I mean, sure, you actually care about Venezuela. I don't think that you genuinely care about anything. That's how this works. Like, this is what happens with you guys. You guys don't give a shit about anything, therefore you have no consistent values. Like, it's sad. What's up, Alirda? Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, we're really we're having fun today. The only reason this channel exists is because the Democratic Party is at the end of the rope. What? The only reason this channel exists is because I wanted to talk some politics and do it in a way that is accessible to some people, because I don't think like a bunch of the other fucking people in these spaces, left or right. I try to do this as, like, even though I lean left, I try to report on this with some nuance. Like I said, I can admit when things are good, I can admit when things are bad. Do you care about the election integrity? Yes. I actually do care about election integrity. That's why I care about what Trump did by trying to have his billionaire buddy buy up Dominion, and the fact that he's trying to rig the elections. Like, are you fucking kidding me? But yes. Tell me more about election integrity. Duh, Bears. I appreciate that. Yes, duh, Bears. Go Bears. And man, let's hope that do we play the Rams? Hey, anybody in chat, do you guys know if the Bears are playing, or who the Bears are playing? Are we playing San Francisco or the Rams? 2020 was the only rigged election. Prove it. The onus is on you to prove it. That's the problem. I don't see a lot of people proving this shit. They play the Rams. Fuck! God damn it! I really was hoping for the fucking 49ers. Damn it! Well. All right, now you want to see a crash out. You're about to see one, because god damn it, we're not going to fucking win. Fuck. All right, you think football might be rigged? Well, I mean, I don't know. It was funny because I was watching that game with one of my friends who's a Packers fan, and she kept saying, she's like, they didn't stop the clock. They didn't stop the clock. They kept running the ball. The play was stopped dead. Why are they still running the clock? It's funny. My Raiders ain't in it, then I know nothing of football, don't care about the playoffs. Really? See, that's the only time that I, like, genuinely start caring about football, even if my team's not in it, because, I don't know, I like the playoffs. Playoffs are fun. Why am I such a simp? Who am I simping for? Who am I simping for? The only simps I see here are people that simp for Trump. Like, you guys literally are the biggest simps for Trump. You can try to throw that insult at me. The only ones here defending somebody's honor is you. You're the ones that feel the need to defend a billionaire pedophile protector. You're the only ones here that feel the constant need to defend Trump in general. It's kind of funny. What up, Matt? Hey, wait a minute. I don't want to... what's up, Matt? Hope you're doing well. I do not laugh like... I can't even do a proper Pee Wee Herman. Come on. At least, if you're going to make fun of my laugh, get somebody that I actually sound like. Come on, man. They don't know what they're fighting for. That's what I mean. Like, a lot of these people... mobile at the moment. Nice. Wait. So when you're mobile... I was about to say, because did you notice your name? your name is listed there. Just gonna, yeah. I'm not sure if you knew that. Oh, but windmills are killing the whales, right, dummy? I didn't say that. I didn't say windmills are killing the whales. That dude, when he came out and he was just like, they're killing the birds. All these birds. There's just so many. It's like, wait. Wait a minute. Also, did you see that, like, in China, they started spray painting the edges of their windmills black, and all of a sudden, it just, yeah, bird deaths started going down because they were like, oh, there was a reflection on, oh, it's a black reflective paint. My bad. This dude's heart pumps peanut butter? What? Okay. Actually pretty healthy. Pep is Canadian in the same way I'm French. Wait a minute. I mean, I've been made an honorary Canadian. I don't know. Fraud is fraud. The amount non-maintenance to those windmills is sickening. What are you talking about, dude? Like, I live not too far from, like, windmill, like a wind farm. Well, when I say not too far, I have, I'm not too far from Indiana. Let's put it that way. A few hours, but still. And it looks like they're always doing maintenance on those things. Every time that I have driven through Indiana, I can tell you right now that I have driven next to a truck that is hauling a giant-ass fucking windmill. Lyndon B. Johnson wasn't exactly a good guy, but he signed the Civil Rights Act. Yeah. This is why I say I don't stand politicians. I will look at the facts of what they did and then make my decision on whether what they did was great or not. Doesn't mean the person was. Like, I hate people that want to live in a fucking, like, as serfs. Like, you guys just want to constantly be in a serfdom. Like, why? What is with you fucking, like, what is with anybody that is gonna sit here and just stand up for the rich class that doesn't give a fuck about you? You stand up for rich people that don't give a fuck about you. Like, why? Maybe stop being class traders for 10 minutes. Stop listening to all this fucking bubble bullshit for just a half second and then have a real conversation. But I don't think that's ever going to happen with you guys. You know, this is the closest you get to it. Like, look at how you treat somebody that has an opposing view, just with the way that you guys come in here. Like, look at that. It's not like you genuinely care at all. Do bears shit in the woods? Polar bears don't. You know what? That's true. Get off my high horse. Well, I'm sorry, but my horse is well fed and, you know, well bred, so. ICE has to call cops for any arrests other than immigration issues. I mean, it seems like that's what's happening, like, more and more. The cops, what they'll do is they will detain somebody and then they won't even press charges, so they don't need to call the cops. No, what they've been doing is they've been detaining people for up to 7 hours because it's right at the cusp of the 8-hour mark. Yeah. We came to see Pep on a soapbox. Hey, well, cool. Dude, what has Tim Walz done? Tim Walz has done some pretty good shit. He legalized marijuana for his state, which has brought in a lot of tax revenue. I mean, it's the same as J.B. Pritzker here. That was just an objectively good policy. He instituted some protections for, you know, what do you call them? I'm trying to be nice here. God, why am I having a hard time fucking articulating it? Like, autism. Like, he made sure that, like, people with mental illness or just in general, like, could get care. I thought that was pretty good. The tampon Tim White thing is what? He made it so tampons can be put into men's bathrooms for some reason? Like, who cares? Is your whole thing that you think that trans men shouldn't exist? I bet that you've met a trans dude and didn't even know. Like, that's crazy. Also, in general, why are you so afraid of tampons? That tells me something. That tells me that you've never bought one for your, like, or bought tampons for your wife or, you know, for anybody. So that tells me that you've never actually interacted with a woman long term. Cool. Keep proving what we already thought about you. So, just gonna say. It's really weird. Like, the way that you guys hyperfixate on periods and, like, tampons is genuinely fucking, like, weird. To use this, the argument or the phrase that he was, you know, coining during that election year. I'm gonna dress as a tampon for Halloween. Oh man, that'll make so many dudes, like, so uncomfortable. Men don't have periods. Again, trans men do. That's how that works, you know? And this is where you start getting hyperfixated on genitalia, and this is where you guys are fucking weird. You guys, again, back to your policing. You guys want to police what's in people's pants. You guys are fucking weird. The fact that you guys hyperfixate on what other people do so consistently is fucking weird. Get lives. Seriously. It's crazy to me how much you genuinely think about other people doing things, whether they're immigrants. You guys spend a lot of time being afraid of immigrants, black teenagers, because remember, you guys are very, very afraid of black teenagers. Whoa, what the hell? Hold on, my stream just disconnected. Hold on. There we go. Come on, come on. Still alive. Come on, come on. Ah, shit. I think I lost it. Oh, fuck. Come on. Oof. Yeah, that sucks. Hold on, guys. Big Brother is watching. I hope not. Hold on. Fuck, why is my... Oh, stream finished. Damn it. Vertical's still going, yeah. I bet a significant amount of y'all are bots. I mean, it seems that way. Here, let's do this. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. That took me to my, What the fuck? Horizontal ended? Yeah, I just saw that, guys. Hold on. Yeah, Twitch is down, too. I don't know what happened. My horizontal encoder just went down. Well, that's okay. I'll keep this going on for a little bit, but... Oh, man, that sucks, because... affected the zero situation. I mean, honest, my stream is still up. That's why I'm just like, okay, whatever. Cope, cope, cope. Let's see. Bitch ass woke supporter of answer the door when they come knocking. That's why he's wearing a hat. He has no seasoning. No. Not bald, guys. Please use tampons to plug wounds. It's not enough to... please, wait. To stop bleeding? You do understand that it's like you add pressure and that, right? Alright. Fuck it. We're gonna just keep going with the vertical stream for a little bit, and then, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Might have to restart. 420, right. Right you are. Anyway, back to this. Too much CNN for you? Dude, CNN, you guys would probably get better news from CNN than any of us at this point. They're sitting there afraid of Trump, so you're like, this is my favorite part about CNN. Nobody's watching them. They lost the left. They lost the right. Nobody's watching them. But ooh. CNN is very fake. I mean, okay, little lesson, guys. So I learned this in broadcasting school because when you apply to the FCC and you need a license for your station, right? You have to tell them what your station is and what you specialize in. So if you specialize in entertaining programming, then you can still, you can do pretty much whatever show you want. And that's why Fox News has gotten away with a lot of the stuff that they have, as far as not really having to tell the truth a lot. But in the mid-2000s, they had to re-register as a news network because they were technically a fucking news network. That's why you started seeing an influx of lawsuits, which I'm sorry, man. That's just how this goes, but So CNN they have literally just they're a news program. So they are held to standards that other entertainment entities are not. Therefore, retractions need to be issued because then they are liable for defamation. It's not the whole like, oh, it's a public figure thing. No, news programs, they are liable for defamation like that. That's why you do have a lot of people, afraid to register as news. So, CNN is a regional source. Yeah, for the most part. Fox being an entertainment entity, it is. And that's also why they've been losing their lawsuits. So, I do think that's a little funny, but all right, let's see. I don't know why this got knocked down. Sorry, I'm still kind of focusing on why my other stream got knocked off here. Oh, Streamlabs had a oh, shit. Okay, well, I guess I'll just have to deal with that later. It looks like Streamlabs had a pretty major issue, so I just got an error report. Well, I'm lucky to even be live, it looks like. Cool. I can flip to any other stream, and I'm not having trouble. This is the only one, and it started exactly when he started talking about the FCC. You, sir, cannot read the room. The crash out's great. Oh, glad that you are entertained. Hacked? Okay. I would know. It's working again? It's free software? No, it's not. Stop spamming caps or you will be timed out and have to come back later. Last warning. Ooh. Pissing off the mods. I should be in a riz on America's taxpayer given the fraud. I mean, that's another thing about you want to talk about fraud? You're going to end up finding a lot of fraud with ICE too. But do you care about that? I don't think so. I think that you don't care. I barely watch any CNN. Yeah. I watch the occasional segment here just to get like what they're saying, but no, I'm not turning on that fucking channel just to be like, oh my god, everything that's on CNN is true. I just realized that I really don't watch TV. Like, I don't do a lot. No one left of MAGA but trolls and bots. I mean, seriously, that's all it is. Like, notice, like I've had like one or two people on my last few streams that like wanted to have a genuine conversation. The rest seem to just be very body, but I could be wrong. People could just, they could feel that way. Where are you from, bro? Nice to see you're live. Thank you, Tattooed Skunk. From Chi-Town. Notice how it's all left versus right. Never the people with the versus the system. No, and that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Although now you got me thinking like, oh, you know what? My stream did go down when I was talking about the FCC. That's crazy. Little tiny 8-ounce baby Jesus. Screaming fuck ICE at our military police is so ridiculous. No, it's not. Because you have people that are from the military screaming at ICE too, telling them that they didn't serve for this shit. What about them? What about them? Seriously, what about the vets that did multiple tours? Do they matter? Or is it just how you feel? That's right. We here in Cali, long live democracy. Hell yeah, man. Thank you, Tattooed Skunk. Stop fighting each other. That's exactly what they want. Divide and conquer. It is. It 100% is. This has been the crux of my point here, where I'm just like, no, like this is all they want. They want everybody to just constantly be fighting. They would rather have me fighting with chat than even trying to teach you guys a few things, or just saying, hey, you know what? Came out today, 12/26. Nick Shirley. I don't give a shit about Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley made an ass of himself on fucking Piers Morgan today. We're gonna be watching that one. That's gonna be fun. Ask Trump how he feels about veterans. Support ICE. You guys are asking for an insurrection. Yes, not the invasion of the cities that would push the people into that. Yes. Okay. So much sense. I don't know why this isn't working. Damn it. All right. Well, back to ignoring that. Sorry. I got another warning. I was just like, let's see if I can fix this. Trump is a peacemaker, okay? Peacemaker. Yes, he's a peacemaker like Peacemaker is. Yes, Trump the peacemaker, and he'll kill as many people as he needs to obtain peace. Bro's probably using Windows 7. Ah, yes. Charles, ICE isn't military? Nope. No, again, he is, you know what? He's got his asshole spread nice and agape for them. I know. A little bit too graphic of an image there, but it's true. It's disgusting how these guys are just like, yeah, give it to me. Oh, give it to me, daddy. Yeah, Trump got veterans buttered up to vote for him, but look at us now cutting VA benefits and undermining the strength of not only our military but our alliances. Yeah, exactly. That's a great... No, dude, that's the way... That's geopolitics 101. Don't you know that? So Nick is an ass because he exposed over $9 billion. He didn't expose shit. That was already... The $9 billion was already known about. This was already investigated. That's why the person who was the ringleader of that specific one, the daycare fraud, was already arrested. But keep going. Man, you guys are... It is crazy to me how little you guys critically think. You guys, you see something that you already had a preconceived notion on, and you're just like, yep. It's fucking crazy. I mean, I don't need to wonder how the cognitive dissonance happened if this is what it is. Like, it makes sense, man. TDS, Trump does swallow. Gen Z skipped American Civ class and it shows. Oh, yeah, it does. Yes, it does. I think that they might not have had, civics class was a requirement when I was in high school. I don't know about this shit. This is so sad. This dude's a joke. Ah, well. Jokes imply funny. You are the poster boy for cognitive dissonance. I am. How? How am I No. For real. How am I the poster boy when I have spent the better part of an hour explaining how I'm interested in other people's positions and how they got to them, and then learning how we can work together or try to do things. But no, again, cognitive dissonance is when you believe one person's word above everybody, and I mean everybody. We're talking at least 300 million Americans could say to you, Trump is bad, but you're just like, nope. Y'all, you're the ones who are wrong. Like, it's crazy, but keep going, man. This dude's sad and lame. Oh, thanks. I knew I had some friends. This guy talking about my butthole. Well, I mean, you're the only one standing out there waiting for ICE to come and give you the old heave ho. Does my mom let me have sleepovers? I mean, I was gonna make a dead joke, but yeah, even I got my mom's picture right behind here, and I'm just like, you know what? Nah, she would be disappointed in that, and I'm not gonna do that. But rest in peace, Mom. I don't know if you read all these, and I wish I could help donate and help you, bro, but because of dictator Donald, the farming industry is collapsing, so I can only send much love. Hey, Kevin, the much love is much appreciated. Just hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and yeah, that'd be great. Why am I name calling? Have you seen the chat? This is called matching energies, my friend. I'm blocking this delusional douche. You couldn't even... It's douchebag? I'm blocking this delusional douchebag. It's douchebag. Learn how to spell. That's a D. Let's see. Douche. Douchebag. Yeah, there we go. D-O-U-C-H-E-B-A-G. Douchebag. Thank you, chat. Poorly educated. It's not douchebag. Hope your wife gets better. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wait, what was the second thing that you said to me there? You get flagged for bad language? Are you being a tattletale? Oh, you're saying you get flagged. No, you don't. Have you not seen everybody else here saying this? What's up, Bandit? Yeah, we only got the one stream up right now. I don't know what the fuck happened, but my horizontal stream crashed. So I did my my Twitch. It's okay. Whatever. I'll focus on this one today. Always some creepy incel running his mouth in his mommy's basement. You do know the only ones that are incels in mommy's basement, you know, spewing a whole bunch of shit are the ones listening to Nick Fuentes going, hey, you know what's awesome? Nazis. Like, come on, man. How am I somehow a bitch boy leftist, but also like, you guys at least try to coordinate a little bit. Everyone point and laugh at me. Living in my own basement. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate that. I like how you just went matter of fact with it. You're like, he's married and he has his own basement. Come on, guys. Like, do better. I mean, the mom's basement thing is kind of funny. I mean, I know how much my taxes are, so. Want the Clintons and the bills associated with the Epstein, yet you won't comment on that? Yeah, I will. Lock them up. Lock up the Clintons. Easy. If the Clintons are in the Epstein list, lock them up. If Trump's in the Epstein list, lock him up. If there's any other billionaires in there, lock them up. Pretty fucking consistent there, buddy. The stream is great. Thank you, Daryl. Look at that. Some kind words. Through all of that, we actually got some kindness. Weird. I've heard the mom's basement thing since I was like 10. I'm in my 30s now. Please come up with something better. Oh. That would imply creativity, which I'm sorry, but it does kind of seem like they're not exactly the most creative types. Lots of them live in attics. You clearly don't want the answer to the question if you're conservative or liberal, or do you support the country you are... So, wait. Or do you support the country so you are ignoring it on purpose? What are you talking about? Do you support America? I just said yes. Like, I do support America, not in its current... I don't support the American government and what they're doing right now. I support my fellow Americans. That's how this works. It's almost like that, you know, it's almost like we kind of took that don't tread on me, and we kind of took it from you guys. Like, that's ours now. I guess Make America Great Again is next. A lot of them live in a closet. Yeah, they do. Cared enough to post. I think he was here the other day, too. Did you see that the 70-year-old woman marching in Iran covered in blood chanting, "I'm not afraid anymore"? She was among the 3K. Again, if you guys genuinely care about the people in Iran and them getting attacked by their own people, then you would understand that ICE doing the same thing to us kind of takes away our moral high ground. We can't go on being the world police when we're doing the same shit. Well, North Pole, I mean, my chat's going a little fast here. I only saw your one, and I'm not going to go back, so. If you want priority chat, then spend some money to get your stuff. My TTS is open, so that's how that works. If you truly want your comment read, spend that money. That's how that go. Library talking. You're delusional, dude. Go Bears. Go Bears. Every time I see a Go Bears, I'm just like, yeah, there we go. You a communist or a socialist? I'm a socialist. I'm a democratic socialist. If you don't know what that is, then before you comment, look it up. Understand that, no, I am not a communist. Because, no, they're not the same. They're not the same. Yes, Anna's the resident communist. Indeed. You're an anarchist? Okay. Well, I'm also not an anarchist, so thank you for your honesty and truthfulness. I feel we may be represented by you. Oh. No. Listen, this is the reason that I am doing this. I know I can be a political commentator. I kind of know, some things about this stuff, but there's better people that are in, there's better leaders out there. Gotta go dog the stream and rational takes. Thank you for renewing your membership. Get a free push for being a member? Oh, thank you.
I get free push for buying a member.
Social democracy seems to be working out pretty well in my part of the world. See? Don't break a lot of people in MAGA's brains with that shit, because then they're just going to be like, wait a minute, what do you mean? You guys have a system that works for you? No, that can't be. If you're a socialist, get the hell out of our country. No. Why? So you guys can just do more unfettered capitalism, because we've seen exactly how well that works. You guys are literally on the way to supporting an autocracy, but okay. And you're perfectly fine with it. An autocracy and a fucking dictatorship. It's crazy how many people are just okay with that. Dude, I saw a bunch of shit, and this is for MAGA to denounce, that you guys are priming for Baron Trump to marry the princess of, the Danish princess. Guys, you do understand that we fought a fucking war over this, right? But whatever. Apparently, as I said, history, not exactly your strong suits. You literally know nothing? That's all you've said. You've just been insulting. You haven't offered up an actual opinion on anything or you haven't taught anything here. You're just being a douchebag. So, North Pole Yuletide gifts. Fuck you. Maybe have some substance to add. I don't know. That might help. Buddy, I hate to break it to you, but you guys are... but you guys... Public schools and libraries are inherently socialist... Oh, yeah. Cops, too. Yeah, they don't look at the police department and see, oh, right, that's some socialism. Whoops. Your system apparently does not work, seeing as how President Trump won every state. He didn't win every state. Battleground. He won the battleground states. Yes, he did. Yes, and he won the popular vote this time. Notice how we didn't stage a fucking insurrection because we're sore losers. But yeah, go prove that the 2020 election was stolen. Conservatives will defend Nazis existing, but will condemn communists. Funny enough, they know nothing about it either. Yeah.
At Sylvia, $5. Conservatives will defend Nazis existing, but will condemn communism. Funny enough, they know nothing about either.
What's not American about public library, fire departments, Social Security? I mean, they don't see that. Social Security is literally socialism, but they don't want to face that. They don't want to face the facts that they already benefit from socialism, because they are too dumb to understand that they've been conditioned to hate something because it doesn't benefit a certain ruling class. It's hilarious. I never have to wonder how, like, the serf class remained the serf class. Because this must have been something in the fucking, like, going back to, like, the biblical times where it's just like, nah, because, again, it has to be like the Gentiles versus the Jews, that we must keep them going. Meanwhile, the king was just like, you're even dumber believing your bullshit. Oh, thank you. Communism never works. How do you know? We never tried it. We never even tried to actually have real socialism. You know what hasn't worked? Unfettered capitalism. We're living through it, dude. We're living through end-stage capitalism, and you're acting like you're somehow benefiting from it in any meaningful way. Like, but okay. Let's just, let's take the idea that you might be doing okay right now, right? You might be doing better than your average person. So, I will say this. Wait. Sorry, my stream just froze again. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm on edge now. I saw that my my live feed had the little spinny wheel. I was like, oh no! Okay. Socialism, workers owning the means of production. Well, that's what they think. They think that means no private property. Like, that's what all these guys here. This is where I talk about the conditioning with it. Free markets. Yeah. Defending capitalism, but you have no capital. Exactly. Thank you. Destroying institutions and calling them not within legal boundaries is laughable. Ah. Again, still standing up for that boot, man. That's crazy. In 1952, we taxed at 92%. In 1952, we taxed at 92% and cycled through the economy. Just 1 week's pay would pay for a month's rent on a minimum wage, and we could still use those metrics to determine who gets SNAP rent and help to this day. Yes. And the fact is, like, a lot of people clamor for this idea of what America used to be, you know, in the 60s and like the 70s. When in the 60s, the marginal tax rate was at its highest. Like, it's just how it goes, man. Yes, the rich were paying their fair share, and then all of a sudden they weren't. Guess what happened? We're the ones who ended up eating dick. So, you can't thrive in the U.S., you're a bitch. Ah, that's all it is it's that pull yourself up by your bootstraps bullshit. Or you benefit from having a society that is doing well. See, this is my problem with you fucks, is you only care about how well you're doing. You don't care if society's doing well. That tells me that you genuinely are kind of worthless, because you only care about you. Fuck, dude. I see how you guys were conditioned in that one. I bet you're religious too, which is crazy. Oh, I'm a lazy drug addict. Okay. The older generation do the whole go get a haircut and find a job over here as well. Whatever. Notice I'm not exactly really hurt by them. Henry Ford is terrible of a human as he realized he needed a middle class to buy his cars. Yeah. Yeah. That's how that works. You know, at some point, the economy needs us to function. But if you disagree with that, then okay. That's fine. Because you're going to be holding the bag. This is my favorite part about a lot of Republicans and the way that they do things with crypto. You don't understand that you're going to be holding that bag, man. Like, it never has to, like, I never have to think too hard about why Republicans are the ones that play the lottery the most. Socialism is not the answer. Having socialism mixed with our current system would be so much more beneficial to everybody. Again, having a police department that is well funded through socialism, specifically socialism that only goes after the top 1%. And I'm talking top 1%. Every billion you make, after you make that $1 billion, 99% tax on every fucking dollar that you make. You do understand that this was how it was in the old system. We used to, and this was for anybody that made over $400,000 in the 50s and 60s. If you made over $400,000, every fucking dollar that you made past that point was taxed at a 90% fucking rate. Why is this so foreign to anybody where, again, just to comprehend how much a billion is, like, you can't. You like, your brain functionally cannot comprehend it. That's why a lot of people just see $1 billion and they're just like, that's like $1 million. It's a lot of money. And then why would I have an incentive to become a billionaire if they were going to tax me after that? It's like, fuck off. Seriously. Why do you keep fighting for people that do not give a shit about you and you are cannon fodder for them? Or you're just chum. Actually, you're not even cannon fodder. You're chum. That's it. You're chum for the Sharks. And I think that it's kind of like, all right, man. The fact that you guys have been, again, conditioned to fight against a system that would only benefit you and hurt them tells me exactly what I need to know, man. And the fact is, you guys don't even want to give it a shot. Am I a believer in universal healthcare? Absolutely. I think that universal healthcare is a great thing. I have been the beneficiary of universal healthcare in multiple countries. So this idea that we have constantly just been sold that universal healthcare will never benefit us is bullshit. Go to Cuba? I would love to go to Cuba. Cuba seems pretty bitchin'. The fact is, we were able to do that under Obama, but then now we have sanctions on them again, and now the border's closed to Cuba again. It's really hard. You have to have like a workman's permit to get there. Like, it's kind of bullshit. Why you BS online instead of spending time with my wife who's sick? My wife is in isolation right now. She has colorectal cancer, and yeah, there are only so many visiting hours. That's why I'm able to do this stream. My audience also knows that I'm very open and honest about this type of thing. So if I cannot stream because, she's back, that's what's going to end up happening. But it sucks. Horrible comment. Yeah, I mean, it was a horrible comment, but whatever. So sorry to hear you. It's, again, give me your condolences if you genuinely mean it. Like, because that kind of shit right there, that's the kind of, those are the people that you're going to have to contend with. At the end of the day, if they lock up every leftist, just remember that these are the people. If you show empathy for my wife's cancer and you still agree with Donald Trump or the right, there's a good chance that you're next because your empathy has no place with them. They don't have it. And they think that your empathy's gay. Sad, sad little boy crying for money. Yes, I'm crying for money. Best wishes to the missus. Thank you. I appreciate that. I genuinely am, like, happy if you guys are right-wing and you have, if you do have a soul, that's nice. Wife's off limits. This guy's still a douchebag. Wife's off limits. Hey, see? Right there. I could accept that. You may not like me, you may not like my politics, but at least you have the common decency to be like, Jesus, dude, we're not going to make fun of your fucking wife. Why would you do that? But that's my favorite part, is seeing the people in chat doing that. Sending what I can, even if we stand at opposites. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the $2.
Sending what I can, even if
man
we
of my
stand
word,
at opposites.
the dog gets a $2 treat for every $2 donated. So. But yes, that's what's going on with my wife. For anybody that has been curious about why I'm not really able to go spend every moment with her, I'm literally not allowed to. Like, she is in an isolation type of environment, and it sucks. It really sucks. And it sucks even worse right now because we have this fucking flu going around, and shut up with your fucking COVID shit. I will not tolerate like the fucking going back to COVID. Like, if you guys want to do that, then fuck off. Because right now, no. Her doctors have told her that her getting the mRNA vaccine has actually improved her prognosis. So I'm going to trust the doctors on this one. Or do we just not trust doctors anymore either? But Sweden isn't working. You people take small bits and say it works. Are you telling somebody who lives in Sweden that they don't have a great system? See, this is what you guys, you see happiness and immediately start projecting anger. That kind of tells me that you are insecure, that you do not have a very good life, that you know that you don't have a very good life, and you somehow have tricked yourself into thinking, if I support Donald Trump just enough, my life will improve. At what point? It seems like the only time you guys are happy is when you're unhappy, which is insane. Like, this is why we keep making fun of you for being perpetual victims, even when you have the government. Like, I've had this comment in here a few times today is Donald Trump won, cry harder. It's like, dude, nobody's denying that. But okay. Keep wearing the red hat so we can keep identifying you pedos. Yeah, I mean, that does make it easy. No, they're just angry. Childhood trauma, just like you. We just want small government. What do you mean by small government? Like, because I understand the libertarian aspect of small government, but that doesn't work. You know how everybody likes to crow about how communism doesn't work? That small government thing doesn't seem to work either. Because you know what happens with small government? You don't have a lot of regulations, and you don't have a lot of incentive to make these companies do the right thing. Like, you guys do this with the idea that these companies will just do the right thing if given the chance. Yeah, come on. What the fuck is happy? Really happy? Dude, my mom died last year. My dog died last year. My wife has cancer, and somehow I can still find happiness. I don't know, guys. I genuinely feel bad for you people if you do not have the ability to find something that makes you happy. That sucks. Like, that genuinely sucks. Like, and this is also where I can say, like, I can live my life with certainty that if you guys went through just a little bit of the shit that I went through last year, you guys would just be completely wrecked, because we've already seen that you guys can't survive adversity, even if it's political adversity. You can't be happy in this regime. Yeah, you can. You can be happy. Like, you just, you don't always have to think of politics. Like, Jesus Christ. We also don't have to play the aggrievement game where it's just like, oh my God, I'm more committed to feeling like things are worse than you are. Fuck off. Life is short, guys. I'm not sure if you guys understand this. Maybe you're at that age where you still think you're invincible, but I'm at that age where I can feel my mortality creeping up on me. I can, like, again, wife has cancer, mom died. Mortality's been on my mind, and I can really kind of put it out there where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I ain't gonna be around that long. That's why I did shift my stance on my politics a little bit. I used to be a lot harder. Like, I used to be a lot harder left. I used to be like, yeah, we should just do communism. But now I'm just like, nah, you know what? I'm an incrementalist. I understand you gotta fucking, brick by brick. That's how things are built. You can't just 3D print a fucking house and expect it to be the quality that, your neighbor who spent 100+ years building this fucking castle, and then you sit there bitching, how come my neighbor has this really nice castle and I don't have anything? Or how come my things suck? Exactly, had a bad time for 10 years. I don't whine and brag about it. Yes, this is trauma bragging. Be happy in spite of the asshats in power. You can be serious about standing up for yourself and still take joy in those day-to-day pleasantries. Yeah. Dude, I go to protests and I try to make people laugh. Like, that's my whole thing. I have my serious sign where I'm just like, ice out, and then I'll have like a little thing on the back where it's just like, yeah, like my last one was because I'm a Chicagoan. Here, it's a very local joke, but yeah, Trump puts ketchup on his hot dog. Pretty funny. I've never went to a protest. Protests are awesome. They're awesome. People can sit there saying, oh, what are you accomplishing? It's like, you're meeting people. That's kind of like you're meeting like-minded people. You're getting the vibe that, oh, things are, I'm not hearing this alone, because a lot of people do that, where they're just like, nah, I like to sit on the computer reading this stuff and just being in a constant state of duress, which it's like, why? Why do you want to do that? Imagine giving up your rights so voluntarily. That's what I don't understand. Like that, they are so about that, where they're just like, they are welcoming ICE without even realizing that this is the precursor to martial law. And the only time you're going to care about that is when they start doing checkpoints and start arresting you for DUI. Because that's when you'll be able to do this. I have a feeling that's when the arguments on the right will start coming out, where it's just like, hey, you're not even real police. You can't do this. It's like, hey, you know what? Meet the boot, motherfuckers. You listen while working? Or I listen, or did you mean you listen while working? Quit paying protesters and they'll go away? As I said, I think, I'm four protests in within just the last year. Somebody owed me some money, apparently. They voted for it. Yeah, they did. Crash out in 3, 2, 2? Did you forget how to count? That doesn't surprise me. Pap, you're going to hate me, but Chicago Dog is mid. Come here. Wait. Why you say... Wait a minute. Orbowitz. Now you got some fighting words there, sir. Yeah, all right. I got Trumpers in here for days, but the one comment that got me, calling a Chicago Dog mid. Excuse me? Excuse me. So what's your hot dog then? What do you put on your hot dog that's not mid? I swear to God, if you say, I put ketchup on my hot dog, then it's just like, conversation's over. But if you're going to say some like sauerkraut or something, maybe I'll entertain it, because like a New York dog, okay? Like me a good coney. But fuck off. No way. No, our relish? Are you kidding me? The relish, the mustard, the onions, the big slice of tomato. What's wrong with you? I don't think so, man. I think that you got this. Like, you got that wrong. Mustard. You put ketchup on your hot dog? Oh, why would you do that? Pickles and relish is too much for me. Really? All right, so you don't like vinegar. Okay. Hot dog wrapped in bacon? Hot dog wrapped in bacon, I'll do. I'll do that. Okay. You know what? That's my second one. I love me a good chili dog. Sometimes, you know what? Can't stand relish and mustard personally. That's fine. No, but if you fuck with a good chili dog, surprisingly, and this is one of the rare times I'll say this, if you have a Portillo's anywhere near you, and I know that Portillo's kind of like spread out from Chicago, get yourself one of their jumbo chili cheese dogs. Those things are badass. Put sage, onion, relish, and mustard. Sage, really? Yeah, I mean, it has to be... I at least have to have celery salt. Like, if there's no celery salt for the hot dog, goddamn. Wife's cancer fund doesn't think any to sell any knickknacks in the background. I have sold a whole bunch of my shit. You have no idea what you're talking about, so... Just because my wife has cancer, am I supposed to not have anything? Like, no hobbies? No nothing? Plus, I brought this up yesterday. Yeah, good luck selling built Warhammer figures. Paint to pepper. You know what? Despite you being annoying in chat, my buddy Charles there, that's one of your better ideas. So, why are you cussing so common? Because it's a free fucking country. Seriously, get fucked. Nasty people in chat. Yeah, no kidding. Fries on a hot dog are pretty good, though. Fuck yeah, they are. We got this place called Gene and Jude's. That's like a staple there. Anyway, back to the politics. Bro, what? You think he doesn't do what he can for his wife? Get the fuck out? Whatever. The people that need to attack my wife's cancer fund kind of already show me where they're at mentally. They're children. They're literally children. Because if you can't get past attacking somebody like for something that is, I had no control over this. She has absolutely no control over this. and you seem to know. Again, like this is where I don't understand, like the confidence in people like that to go and say some shit like that, because do they not know that their own side hates them? I mean, genuinely, guys, do you, for any of you in here that saw or like continue to see some people going after, like, again, my wife or any of that stuff, do you own that shit? Like, are you owning these people? Because for real, man, if that's the best you've got, guys, I have a feeling your movement's not very strong, because I don't see a lot of solidarity with MAGA. That's one thing I do not see at all. Fuck this shit. War Room is on. Have fun. I didn't force you to watch this. Thank you for popping on and making the comment that War Room's on. We beat you so bad. What? MAGA? Not really. You won by 1.7% of the vote. And then there was a whole, like, Biden, he had a giant gap from, like, Kamala had a giant gap from what Biden had, so. And it's not because they voted for Trump. It's because they didn't vote. But, okay. Whatever, man. You can sit there with your overconfidence in Biden, or in Trump. Blow my nose, and apparently my brain went with it. Biden was a piece of shit, too. I wasn't a fan. I honestly wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of the way that they constantly tried to gaslight us into telling us that he wasn't half dead. That was not something I was about. What he did at the UAW, though, that was that was based. And what he did with the CHIPS Act, I thought that was based too. Haters gonna hate, pack, go pack, go still. Hey, I'm glad that you got over your sadness and now you're back. You know, hey, nobody, Rowdy. If I, for some reason, am ever in a debate with you, and I call you fair weather, you can remind me that it's like you are most certainly not a fair weather fan, and I appreciate that. Haters gonna hate, though. Yes, haters gonna hate for sure. For 14 days, bring them back. Has been trending on Twitter. Huge protests and anger at U.S. But all being Steven, what are you talking about? Wait, for 14 days, bring them back has been trending on VZ Venezuelan Twitter. Huge protests and anger at the U.S., but all is being hidden here. Well, yeah, because we're being told how much Venezuelans love it. It's all about beer, cheese, and family. That's true. And snowmobiling. I mean, dude, I'm not sure if you're from that part of Wisconsin, but God, you got some really kick-ass snowmobile trails. I haven't been up there in years. Obama sucked. Biden sucked. All past presidents basically are war criminals. We know. And we want better. That includes Trump, too. He's awful. Get rid of him. Come on. Say it, MAGA. Say it. Say they are all bad. They can't. They can't. They can only get to the point where Obama bad. Like, no. It's annoying, man. Or Biden bad. Like, for real. Yeah, my buddy Charles is spamming again. If there are so many damn illegal immigrants in the country, why are they arresting so many damn citizens? That is a good question. I thought that they were also just going after the illegal, like the people that were criminals. Like, they haven't even done that. I'm beating a dead horse on this one because I brought this up so many damn times. But how many times can they come into Chicago and blatantly ignore what every Chicagoan knows? Where if you go to 63rd Street, guess what? There's a good chance that you're going to find some fucking gang violence. And more than likely, it's going to be immigrant gang violence. I don't see them going there. Why? Why? Why did they avoid O Block? Why? What is it about these portions of the cities that they stay away from? Why? Are they afraid of something? Because, I mean, they're a military force. Why in the fuck are they if they have such good training, why are they afraid? Fun fact, I'm from Utah. The snowmobiling fact still applies. Nice. Exactly. You're never going to see an ICE uniform on Green Street in West Memphis. Exactly. That's my point. Like, you're never going to see these people going to the high crime areas. Alabama got skeeter gangs? Wait, what? All right, now I'm lost on that. What do you mean by skeeter gangs? Because now I'm thinking from Doug. Y'all do the exact same thing and pretend Democrat politicians are still great? No, we don't. Nobody is saying that no Democratic politician has fit what I would call great. Bernie has been consistent, but even he has problems. Even that man makes mistakes that I will gladly call out. But for real, this idea that you constantly also need to do that, where it's like, nuh-uh, you guys always say how much Democrats rule. It's like, no, this is the point. We are trying to bring you guys. What do you not like about Trump? What about Trump do you not like? What can Trump do to lose your support? If you don't have an answer, then guess what? You just might be a cultist the way that people call you so. Damn, dude. Do your troll BS, but don't spam. Yeah, again. Yeah, I mean, people are... Yeah, they're definitely pushing the spam thing, that's for sure. There it goes. River Rat, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that, man. A lot better today. Democrats always so loud. What? You do realize that the loudest people are the ones that still cry about Democrats and how they victimize you, even though Trump president, Republican House, Republican Senate, and the Supreme Court. Why are you guys all victims? Why? How come nobody is there to save you? It's almost like you know. Love Trump, love MAGA? Okay, great. Why? What can he do that will get you to be a little bit upset? You know, is there anything? Is there anything? Do you think John F. Kennedy would be disappointed in us? Yes, but I don't really care. He was also just a dude who made you know what? He had his own problems. You know, if he had lived, I think we'd be talking more about his, you know, mob ties and shit like that, but... loudest, biggest crybabies are leftards. No, honestly, they're the ones that actually take action, dude. Like, no, the loudest, biggest crybabies are MAGA. You guys are always victims. Plain and simple. You guys are always thinking about who is going to victimize you next. Like, I don't know how you guys function with living, like, so scared of everything. It is kind of scary. Like, it is kind of weird to just be like, oh, wow. Again, they win everything, somehow still remain scared. Crazy. You guys are constant victims. This is action against our military police, Mr. Antifa. No, it's not. They're not military police, you dumb motherfucker. You know what? Fuck off. To timeout you go. If you're going to act like a child, then I'll treat you like a child. You have been put into the dunce corner for 10 minutes. Next one will be a ban. You've been on my stream for 2 days, pissing off my mods, man. MAGA sucks Trump's dick so much they walk around on their knees. Yeah. The Trump knee pads. Like, I do think that's a real thing, man. Like, the way that I'm trying to bring myself to be like, what is it? Like, what's the psychology behind MAGA? And I'm trying not to do the funny thing. I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I genuinely want to know, is it like, do you guys have like a problem with your fathers, or like, there's something there. There has to be. I have never looked up to somebody the way that people will glorify Trump. It's fucking weird as fuck. Especially, like, well, he's not even a politician. It's like, dude, this is his second time as president. Yeah, he by definition he's a fucking politician now, and he's doing the same thing that politicians do. He's fucking you the same way that politicians always have. Somehow you just got sold on it. I don't understand that. Like, maybe it's because I've been in businesses that I dealt with people that talk just like him. You know, and every time I met somebody, like, if I met a guy that, like, shook my hand and did this, like, give me the, and, like, kind of, like, did, like, the trying the big dick thing, I knew for a fact that that guy was a lying sack of shit. And I would immediately put them in the back of my head of, like, okay, I'm likely not going to complete this deal because I don't trust this person. You know, especially if they were charismatic, like, with it. I would much rather deal with somebody that is kind of a bit of a prick, who can't really hide their emotions, than somebody that is like that. He's funny. Trump is objectively funny. I will admit that. I mean, I've been saying this since the Shane Gillis bit came out, and I was like, yeah, Shane Gillis was right about that. It's what sucks. Like, this is why he's very good at doing that. He's very good at making people comfortable, because he's a jokester, you know? Sometimes he lands, too. You know, when Shane Gillis had the bit that was really, really funny about it, where he was just like, you know, say what you will about the guy. He came out and he called Ted Cruz's wife ugly, and that was hilarious. You know, that's when he broke that social mold, and honestly, it stuck with a lot of people. I always like that line where it's just like, your wife? You got an ugly wife, Ted. Ugly as a dog. It's just like, dude. And then Ted Cruz is just like, I love you, Donald Trump. It's just like, oh my God, cuck harder. Fuck it, eh? Low Energy was good. Yeah, Low Energy was also funny. I thought it was really funny that the way he went after, what's his face? Bush. Jed Bush. I mean, Jed Bush, dude. He got fucked by Trump calling him out on that shit, and then he got really fucked up by that clip of "Please clap." That was pretty fucking funny. He's objectively right about that one. His wife is yikes. That is true. And now we are stuck with that piece of shit Cancun Ted in Texas. Somebody should have just walked up there and Will Smith his ass. Can we also say that for all the memes to come out of that, Will Smith did give him a fucking nice cocked back, just whack. Like, that was a proper smack. Little Marco. Yeah, dude. When he had all of his freaking nicknames, dude. I'll admit, that shit was funny. The Sleepy Joe thing, it's only funny now, like, because he falls asleep so much. I think that now I'm laughing at that a lot harder. Don't talk about man's wife. What, Ted Cruz's wife? Fuck that. And we only saw it due to international feed. The slap was censored in the US. I mean, we saw it. Wait, did we? I don't know. I wasn't watching it live, so. This channel sucks. Lefties loser. Bye-bye. Bye, DJ. I'm glad you announced your departure there, buddy. You go on there, buddy. Mostly this is an act of sympathy, but liberalism is properly dead. Not even the youth falls for it now. That's interesting. Are you talking about, like, young men? Because, yeah, young men... I'm going to tell you something. It's a little secret about when I was a younger lad. I was a complete fucking moron. And young boys tend to do the thing that riles up people, you know? I'm not sure if you've ever dealt with, teenagers, but that's kind of like the whole thing, or ever were a teenager for that matter. The funny part is how you're genuinely proud of how you guys interact like teenagers. That's good. No, the audio got cut and the video jumped back. Oh, no. Yeah, we're gonna miss you. Don't come back. Actually, the Democrats have done a lot. They voted not to abolish slavery. Oh, we're going back to the, when the parties swapped. Because that, historical context doesn't matter. You can only, this is great for you. You can pick and choose things, and then you can just be like, yeah, you know how Democrats were technically the party that was for this, but then in the 1920s, there was this whole shift with women's rights. You going to talk about that? We going to talk about Ulysses S. Grant? Or you want to ignore that one too? Not gonna lie, I had to look up his wife to see, and what the fuck are y'all talking about? She's definitely not objectively unattractive at all. She just looks normal. You're basing the world on South America and Iran. Brilliant. They're Pep gonna be vertical exclusive. For today, it's gonna be vertical exclusive because I can't. I tried to restart the stream, but it's not working. So. Huh. This is weird. I don't know why the hell this is doing this. His wife is super pretty, but there wasn't, like, allegations she's kind of abusive. Could be wrong. I mean, he called her a dog. He did, like, literally say, your wife is a dog, Ted. Ugly as a dog. Your wife is ugly. Dude, that was real. Like, he okay. You just discovered me today. Steven, I appreciate you. If you haven't already subbed to the channel, please do. Trying to grow. Also, gonna talk about who started the Cuba War. What? No. Why would I do that? Why? So you guys can get into the Fidel Castro thing and then disingenuously use a whole bunch of fucking people that moved from Cuba to be like, yeah, guys, yeah, this one Cuban I talked to, they were totally, like, against Fidel Castro, but then you can find just as many people that loved the guy. The same thing with Maduro. It's kind of crazy how, like, we only hear the voices that happen to benefit the whole narrative that the administration's going with. Crazy. It's almost like they're lying to you for some reason. I'm totally using your blatant ignorance to weaponize you online. Again, I'm not sure how many people, like, that have come in here today are bots, but from what I'm seeing, there's some genuine interaction amongst these right-wingers coming in here. Which, hey, Stoner knows. Hey, thank you. We're 2 minutes away from the 420, my local. So you can deny reality, but the world will keep turning to the right. We reject your genocidal ideologies. What? You do that. Historically, the world has actually moved in a progressive way, but okay. That's crazy. Women don't have rights because they moved to the right, right? We didn't have that whole civil rights thing because it moved to the right. You're so right about that. Where the pepper hat and 420. Thank you.
At Pinkerbell $2 for the pepper hat and 420.
Thank you, Pinkerbell. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're let's see, 5, 9. Yes, we're $9 into the pepper hat. Leave Cuba alone. They don't want us. Ricky Ricardo made Fidel angry. Lucy ate all the chocolates and broke his cigars. Oh my God, an I Love Lucy reference? What? All right. Timely. I think the removal of Maduro would have been a long-term good for Venezuela, but that ship has sailed when we let his government remain in power to do the same corrupt shit. I mean, that should have, like, been the whole, clue into this. Was never about the administration. It had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with the fact that he just didn't like Maduro because Maduro made fun of him. What if we vote to take away women's rights? I mean, or what if women vote to take their vote away? Well, Them becoming the majority over us, you would need a lot of trad wives to fall into that one. I genuinely think that people delude themselves into thinking that the left doesn't have as much support as it does. That's why I think that seeing the live protests does scare people. 420! Have to step off. YouTube and all. You are a useful idiot. The people in charge of the Democratic Party are the proteges of Dems who were against desegregate. Okay. Yes, that's how that works. So you're telling me that they would be so consistent in being against something, because again, proteges and all, that they would consistently vote to maintain the rights of the people that they were simultaneously trying to keep in line? Huh? Imagine Obama failing for 7 years to catch terrorists, but Trump does it in a day. What do you mean? Obama caught fucking bin Laden. Like, you do understand that half of what Trump is doing is because of his insecurities, that Obama was such a good president on paper. You know who thinks that Obama was a good president? Donald Trump. Aren't Dems and the left having less kids? Yeah. That doesn't mean that you guys are going to have right-wing kids. You do know that you guys don't just replace yourselves with your kids, right? Like, the statistics are actually there to prove, like, to show that your kids are likely to have the anti of what your politics are. So, again, if you have a liberal family, you're likely to have people, like kids, that will go experiment with, especially if you have young boys, they will go experiment with conservatism. Whereas if you grow up in a religious household, such as myself, you will become more curious about, around college age, when you start learning, like, oh, there's different points of view out there that aren't based in religion, and they're not so stringent, and wait a minute. Why was I taught to hate everything in myself so much? What is this? Oh, it's about systematic control. Cool. The statistics are also there to prove in 30 years you'll be a Republican. Who, me? I don't think so there, buddy. My dad used to say, he's like, yeah, just wait. You'll grow up and you'll become a fiscal conservative. You'll grow up and you'll see. You sound like you sucked a lot of in college. Nope. Didn't need to. No, I learned my sexuality pretty early on and realized, no, I'm not about that. So, have you? Because again, this is why I don't think about gay people a lot. This is why I don't think about any of that a lot, is because I'm very, very, very confident in my sexuality. So, I don't understand the people who aren't. I actually genuinely feel bad for people that were not given the okay to just be okay. Like, my dad told me if I was gay, he would still love me. My dad was also, quite the funny guy. He just straight up asked me one day, he's like, you gay? I'm like, what? He's like, I don't know. I don't care if you are. Are you? I'm like, no. Okay. Sounds homophobic to me. I just think that it's insane. Like I said, why do you guys care, about who does what in their sexuality? I don't understand. You should only care about what you do. But that's, that's only in certain situations that you can apply that, where you're just like, I can only be selfish in other things. But, you sure look like you are gay? Oh, thank you. Means I know how to dress, I guess. Sounds like I care. I care about why you guys care. That's what I mean, I'm engaging with you guys now. I want to know why you guys think about, gay people so much and trans people so much. Why are you guys constantly thinking about what is on other dudes and trans people's pants? Why? It's, I'd be remiss to say that I came up with this because I did not, but this was a Kevin Smithism, but yeah, you just look like you're afraid that you might like it. You might think that dick tastes yummy, and then all of a sudden, everything that you've been, spending all this time in your hateful ideologies, then you're going to be forced to, abandon that because then you're like, oh, they're not going to like me. I have to be ashamed of who I am. Whoa. For fuck's sake. Ruin myself? Okay. It's ridiculous to see this guy. Grindr app suddenly breaking down every GOP event. I mean, it is kind of crazy how consistent that is. Why? Why is it at every GOP event? Well, they definitely do not care about learning how to, be a personality that women would like. They have to go they find the, and I'm sorry to say this, but they really do. They find the dumbest women in any of these situations that they need a dude to think for them. That's how that goes. That's my opinion of right-wing women is that they're too dumb to actually think for themselves. So they need that extra, little bit of help. You don't get an opinion on how someone lives their lives? I mean, they think they do. We'll grab the mentally ill and physically handicapped adults and children, just like Hitler. Adolf Trump twat, xenophobic, racist bitch. Harley, hell yeah. Hey, every once in a while, dope crew. Trump pardons fraudsters. Hey, look at this. Occasionally, we actually break through and we find some people that agree. I can't argue with the magarts. I know that I'm not changing any minds on this one. I don't know. I have fun sometimes just doing this. This is kind of fun. David, most conservative women are very big bud. Well, no, so when they think of a conservative woman, they think of the commentators that they watch. So they're thinking of the bleach blondes on Fox News and all that shit. And then Riley Gaines, maybe again, I don't know how you look at Riley Gaines and don't see how her face it seriously looks like one of those draw the face pictures and you just put the eyes way too close together and it ended up making the whole face range look like Charlie Kirk, where it was just whoa, you have an absurd amount of free space on your face. Just saying. Lots of 10s in Oklahoma, it's true. Oh. Wait, Pinkerbell, are you serious? I don't live anywhere near Oklahoma, so I'm going to ask because I do know that you frequent. So I don't know why you pretend Obama is such a good president compared to Trump. At the end of the day, they were both bombing countries full of civilians. That's what I said. I didn't say that Obama was a great president. I said he did some good things. My God, stop projecting your bullshit onto me. That's not what I said. At least his face doesn't look like it got hit by a lawnmower. Oklahoma, where the winds come sweeping down the plains. Wait, now you're just doing musical shit? How's having a 4.8 GPA have anything to do with being able to... Well, lack of critical thought doesn't matter. This is where I'll say GPA doesn't matter. Lacking critical thinking skills stops when you stop asking questions of authority. That's in my opinion. When you just start taking people at their word, and you can only apply, like I've been saying this entire stream, you can only apply the critical thought to the opposition, then you just might not be a very serious person who has the ability to critically think. I mean, my girl's Mexican and Republican, y'all. Well, David, I'm wondering how long she'll be Republican once she gets profiled. And I say once she gets profiled, because trust me, man, if she's not already signed up for ICE, then that's going to happen. Like, yeah. And I hope that you're prepared, or you think back to that one time you came onto this random podcasters or this random streamer's chat and just was like, yeah, you know what? My girl's Mexican and she's a Republican, and yeah, we're just fine. All right. We're high on politics here. That's true. All those women were just protesting to get more taxes for people who aren't them. That makes total sense. Politics is a hell of a drug. Politics, you know, I don't necessarily enjoy it all the time. There are a lot of times that I do have to kind of check myself and go, you know what? No politics. Ever since I started doing the stream, I do have more of a leave it alone mentality when I'm not on stream. Because yeah, man, it's a lot. It is. It's a lot to just keep up with, and then yeah, feel it all the time, you know? And this is where I was saying, like before, that you shouldn't always be looking to feel bad. You know, we have a lot of people that do this in politics too, where just wait for it, guys. It's only a matter of time before all the Mexicans are abducted. What a stupid take. No, I'm saying statistically, she is more likely to be profiled by ICE in its current form than anybody else. I think the only thing that is keeping you from being genuinely worried is that you are living outside of a blue area. I'm guessing. I mean, if I'm wrong, be happy to admit that I'm wrong there. Divorce rate is not at 50%. That's a red pill lie. It's not even 30%. The highest year divorce was in 1980, the same year the no-fault divorce became legal. Dude, I don't... Again... Then they turn their ire to no-fault divorce stuff? Like, what? And then they wonder why we always kind of call them out on being chauvinisty. And it's just like, dude, this seems like it's all about, like, you guys don't like that somebody doesn't listen to you. Or it's a superiority complex. Like, it's weird. Well, no, that's a... Well, no, duh, that's, closest border? Oh. Police are cancer. There's only two, certainties in life. The average person is usually morally good, and the average politician is usually morally evil. Well, it takes something special in you to want to become a politician in the first place. You know, you can tell the difference between somebody that is actually pushed by the idea of leaving a legacy that isn't monetary. Like Bernie Sanders, and I know that you guys are all going to do the thing, so just get to it. But Bernie Sanders has been one of the most consistent politicians in politics, and that's why people love him. It has nothing to do with like the being bought by XYZ fucking, you know, company, which, dude, come on. We're living in a time, like, we used to make the NASCAR jokes all the time where it was just like, yeah, man. Like, our politicians should be required to just walk around with those vests that have, like, the, you know, which lobbyist fucking paid for what. Because we do live in that. We totally live in that. But just as much as we have the onus is on us to change that, the onus is on you guys to do that too. Right-wingers need to find some good politicians that won't just do the lockstep shit with Trump, won't just do the lockstep stuff with the fucking Republicans. Wouldn't you guys actually be like more like Marjorie Taylor Greene? Ironically, wouldn't you like someone like her to be an actual representative of you, because she doesn't just go with the mold? It seems like she cares about her constituents. Or again, like, have you been conditioned to just have these guys always like towing the party line? So you see them on the ballot and you're like, yeah, you know what? We got to keep up the status quo. That's what we do. That's the reason I even voted for fucking Kamala in the first place. It was a lesser of two evils vote. But realistically, when it comes down to, like, is there a more left-leaning candidate than the one that I am staring at? And if that is the case, then I'm going to vote for that more left-wing candidate. That's how that goes, man. Damn. You cannot convince me that women are just out here leaving men for the opportunities for better or worse. That's bullshit and you fucking know it. What? Reason you were drinking every day. Josh, who are you talking to? Because I think I'm missing a chat here, like in between yours and something else. Either that or you're responding to me, and I don't know what the fuck you're responding to. Horsey McHorseface. Wait, Natch, who are you talking about? I don't know, man. I just think that... sorry, man. Went a bit of a rant. Me and my brothers were having this argument a couple days ago. Oh. What about divorce? I don't know, man. I think that my... to wrap this up a little bit, because I do feel like I should, move on. I think that one thing that I've seen through the chatters coming in here from the right that would benefit them is to calm the fuck down and listen just a little bit. Oh my god, I'm in top chat. You called that out perfectly because I'm in top chat on both of these. Damn it. That's my bad. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're not in top chat anymore, so we're good. Not top chat. God. Jerry McLean has made me like where I get embarrassed when I'm stuck in top chat. It's like, no. Damn it. But yes, back to my point. My broader point is, why can't we all just get along for like at least 5 minutes? Like, I would love to have at least, and maybe this will happen. Maybe I'll go to my grave and be disappointed, but I would like to do this with chat where even like with the MAGA people coming in here, where I got one concession from all of them, where it's just like, all right, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Like, but that I don't see that happening because there's always a large contingent that are willing to still stand up for the most reprehensible bullshit, where even like the sensible maggots are just like, yeah, that's not cool. Jesus Christ, that sounds awfully communistic. I mean, okay. Is that a rip? I don't know. Oh, what? I didn't realize that we were doing this. Hold on. Cool. He's talking to the guy above who said only people who own property should get to vote. Well, dude, this is where I will get a little hyperbolic, and I'll admit it, but I have been thinking that, where it's just like, at what point do, like, you not see that if all of a sudden the rich were like, hey, ICE, we're going to give you a big-ass, like, bonus here, but we need you to go and take these people's land. Doesn't matter that, and I'm not talking immigrants anymore. I'm talking you guys. I'm talking all of us. Like, they just need, they need something, and you happen to have it. Do you think that at that point they'd be like, oh, no, I voted for this? Like, do you think they'd still be as proud? Or do you think they would go like, oh, no, I voted for this. Fuck, what the fuck? Sensible maggots, they don't exist. I mean, dude, well, I guess you're right, because, like, I said this yesterday. The friends that I have that voted for Trump, they say, they're just like, dude, I'm an independent. I voted for Trump. That's mostly what these people say. And I'm like, are you still, like, happy with what he's doing? It's like, no. No, like the way that they keep talking, they're very unhappy with the economy. They think the economy, and like they're looking at the gas prices and realizing what's happening, by the way. They're like, yeah, even with the gas prices, things still suck. Things are getting more expensive. They also don't like the ICE stuff. Like, the ICE stuff is objectively just very unpopular right now. The heavy-handed tactics are not helping them. That's how you lose support, man. And that's, trust me, like, and at some point, they're going to have to go into red communities. They can only stay in these blue cities for so long. Because somebody brought it up that they're trying to get 3,000 people a day, right? Stephen Miller has gone on record saying that he wants to get 3,000 immigrants out of here per day, which, when you look at that, the reason he wants that is because that's the number required for him to meet Obama's numbers by the end of 2028. So, and this is every single day they would have to deport 3,000 fucking people. So, at some point, they're going to have to move on from our communities, and they're going to move to red communities, and they're going to start applying these same types of pressure in these red communities. The difference is, once it's not just on TV, and once your kid huffs some pepper gas because some immigrant got out, like, you know, they got out of line, then what? Then what? Once the tyranny is on your doorstep, then what? If gas went down to $2, we could get prices down to 28 cents. Gas is not only down. I mean, gas is, yes, the average gas price is down. You know what? But you know what went back up? Eggs. The price of eggs went back up. So if we're going to play this game where the president is apparently responsible for something that he's not responsible for, whether it's good or bad, then I'm going to put the eggs back on there. Even though I know damn well what's going on. The bird flu is coming back. That is making eggs more expensive because they are more scarce. And that whole like push to get things from South America, not working as much because of those fucking tariffs. Oh, and the whole bombing Venezuela. That didn't help. But for real, man. So does that mean that Trump has to own that? Like, does he have to own every time that it gets, like, the prices keep getting higher like they have? Because again, the gas prices have nothing to do with him. Nothing. Literally nothing. He can make a policy decision in one day, it might affect it. Like, literally, one day. That's how it happened with Biden. When Biden opened all those reserves, it only affected the gas price for, like, a day. What it did do, though, is it made sure that it didn't go any higher, which I'm not even standing up for that because, yeah, I mean, shit was pretty wild. But I just think that it's insane when people, like the whole Biden, I did that, and then I hated when the fucking, the left, or like the Dems, actually it was mostly Democrats doing this one. It was mostly liberals. Doing the same thing where they're like, well, I got my feelings hurt at the grocery store when I saw that Biden sticker. So you know what? I'm going to do the same with the Trump sticker. It's like, oh, gross. Fucking over it. You guys are all lame with that one, okay? Like, everybody who does that and plays that game, you're fucking lame. And you don't know how shit works. Like, you just don't know how OPEC works. Like, there is a cabal that sets the oil prices based on production and based on, world prices. So it's, again, not us. But fine. He went to Venezuela and look, gas is down. Like, that's how fucking stupid people are. And I get it. This is that's why they use gas. And this is why both sides do it. Donald Trump and Joe Biden both played that fucking game disingenuously. Same with the eggs. They had no control over what happened. They both, as men, could not control the bird flu and the production of eggs. That's just how it goes, man. President doesn't change anything. Both sides are working against the people. 100% bucking up tyrants. Hey, I like your name. Also, welcome to the stream. If you guys are enjoying the stream, whether you are ideologically opposed to me or not, hit that like button so we can continue to have these discussions. And, yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm trying to push to hit 2K. It's all marketing to these people, and it's killing us. Is that your first? I mean, I agree with you. Just calm down with the all caps. As long as you don't spam all caps, I'll allow a few comments, but yeah, otherwise, sorry. When I first came in here, I kind of assumed that you were a super far left guy. You just kind of put that vibe out there. You definitely seem more centrist after a while of after watching for a while. I'm not. I'm not. I can see, the thing is, number one, and this is going to piss off some people. I already know it. I am willing to admit where I might have just, ideologically, I might have not, it's not even about being wrong. It's just like, I might have had my goals were a bit too lofty at that point. All right. And that's where I still kind of think that it's like, yes, we need to make this is why I call myself, if anything, an incrementalist. I'm not even sure if that's a thing, but that's what I would call myself. I think that I can see how things will happen incrementally if we are able to put the right policies up. The problem is most humans cannot see things that way. And I apply this to your everyday life, man. Like when you make a purchase or something that you're just like, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, I just pre-ordered this, and then you see how it's like 6 months out, and you're just like, oh, what do we usually do? Forget about it. And then when it comes, you're like, yay! That's it. Charles, you've said the same goddamn thing over and over. I'll see you tomorrow. Sorry, guys. That guy, he's very, very annoying. You can agree with him, too. I don't give a shit, but Jesus Christ. He spams the same comment over and over. We fucking get it, man. I take extreme side, and that's towards freedom. Yes. Well, somebody asked me if I'm, I agree with America, and I'm like, yeah, yes. LOL, Charles is something. Yeah, no kidding. He's been here for, the past few days with this shit. It's been weird. Fraud is fraud. We get it, man. Yeah, you don't have to be here. You wasted your own 3 minutes. So I'll admit to you, I'm a capitalist. Okay. Why don't you like communism? What's the rationale? It's not about not liking communism. It's about not... Excuse me. Jesus, it's fucking dry down here. Okay, I think better. It's not that I don't like communism. It's that, as I said, if we're going to go towards communism, I just recognize that I'm not going to be alive to see that. Statistically speaking. Unless there was some kind of, essentially overnight, thing that happened. Where it's just like, oh, but he is a lefty liberal 101, create your own definitions of stuff. What? I'm pretty sure incrementalist is something. I'm just not confident about it. Dude, I'm not trying to do the thing where I want to sound smarter than I am. I admit when I don't know everything, unlike some fucking people. Jesus Christ. We get it, the Roy Cohen school of never admit you're wrong. There's problems with that though, right? Democracy doesn't equal freedom. No. But as I was saying, I do think that the more that we start instituting leftist policies, specifically in the vein of socialism, like democratic socialism, that can start working. Because once you show people the undeniable proof that they will benefit from something, and then they start really getting attached to that, because think of public schools. Everybody has an idea in their head of something that they are owed by society, but they don't call it socialism. They just call it, public. You get people to be more comfortable with this shit, and then they'll like, then you can start like instituting that in more government policies. But the fact that we were 2 steps forward, well, okay, not 2 steps forward. We were 1 step forward. But then we went 2 steps back. We cha-cha'd the wrong way. Or wait, isn't that the cha-cha? 1 step forward, 2. No, yeah, we cha-cha'd. Gotta watch that movie about Roy and Trump. Yeah, I probably should. I watched a documentary on him. Basically, they care about the framing of the situation over following law, and they forget the rest of the world isn't America and don't see things the same way. Yes, that's a big problem, man. That is a big problem. Like, that's why, like, the way that they were talking about Iran's, like, before they started shooting protesters. Just gotta say. Kind of brought up the whole idea that it's like, and that's why I've been continuing this, where it's like, we might want to shut up. Jen person. Thank you for the thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Stealing is stealing. It doesn't matter if it's called government. Well, yeah. Like I've been trying to say, it'd be nice to have a class awakening. Would be really, that'd be bitching, guys. God damn. That's where I would like to start, is like to have it to where we do stop like arguing this left versus right bullshit. It's just like, okay, can we calm down on that, agree on a few things, and move from there, instead of doing the opposite, where you start from your most extreme position and then you just constantly butt heads, because you're never going to have a good discussion if you're constantly thinking that the other person sucks that much. And honestly, it does start from one side already thinking that way. Like, I've been pretty consistent in trying to engage people on a fair basis here. But most the time, it's somebody being a complete douchebag in chat. Right off, like, this happened earlier today in stream, where I was just like, why did you have to come out and be such a dick? Like, right from the beginning. Another streamer who knows not a damn thing about politics talking about politics. No, I actually know what I'm talking about. No, I've studied politics for a good long while. I'm not like Asmongold, where I was a gaming streamer and I just swapped. I started my channel as a political streamer. I admit that I don't know everything. You know, I'm not like that guy who's all steeped in theory. I know if some of y'all know that. But the person that benefits that runs ICE is a big donor for his campaign. Forgot his name. I mean, that makes sense. Amy Fisher. Dope crew, are you behind? John Wayne Bobbitt. Oh, that's... Okay, yeah, you're behind. Here, I'm going to tell them. At Dope Crew, you are behind. Because we were talking about that at the beginning of stream. Asmon's King. What do you like about him? Did you start watching him because of his politics, or were you already a fan? I think that Asmon is, you know what? He did the smart thing. He started doing social commentary. But, you know, him saying that he wants to quit because he's feeling the pressure. Because, he has been exposed as not knowing much and being, like, he's got opinions. Realistically, that's the first thing you need to do a stream, is just have opinions in general. Are they informed opinions? I don't think so. My chat froze again. Oh, fun. You've got to be kidding me, dude. Yeah, sorry, guys. My chat just froze. Here, I'll just go based on those. Use the browser. Gave a like. See you on the next one. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. President. I'm not supposed to dismantle the entire system without having a secure replacement plan. Well, no, but thank you. You love you. That's a good point. But that's what we kind of didn't do with Venezuela, and that's why it's kind of like, oh God, They really don't have a plan, because if J.D. Vance is the future of the party, I don't think that that's going to carry on long term. I really don't. Just a heads up, guys. I'm more than likely going to have to start a second stream tonight. If this does not fix itself. Because now, yeah, with my chat frozen, this is a big problem. Man, this really sucks because I'm probably going to have to frickin' reinstall Streamlabs. Damn it, I hate doing that shit. Anybody else having these problems with Windows 11, by the way? Tell you what. Been having nothing but issues with it. That's not communism, though. The couch fucker that failed its oath. So this is Streamlabs fuckery? Yes, this is 100% Streamlabs fuckery. Windows 11 is bloatware and spyware. Not filled with it. It is it. Yay! Glad to know that other people are having the same types of issues. Woo! All right. Well, segment time. We're gonna do a few segments, and I want to talk about this stuff. Let's see. Stephen Miller. Here we go. Midterms are flashing red for Republicans during the midterms. Okay, so I wanted to watch this one because, oh yeah, number one, Breaking Points is back. Number two, I do have a Piers Morgan video. He's back, and immediately he went into what happened in Minnesota, but he also brought on that Nick douchebag from, it started the whole thing with the Somalis. Yeah, it turns out that he's not exactly a very smart guy. Which he got exposed for pretty hard. All right. The issue with implementing socialism is that the government is incapable of doing anything in a financially responsible way. Yeah, yeah, there would definitely have to be like some new things created, like checks and balances. Yeah, there would definitely have to be like a stronger auditing, power. I don't know. Anybody got any ideas on this one? See, this is what I like to do. I admit that I do not have any good ideas that could take us out of this. Otherwise, I'd probably be in politics. So, does anybody have any ideas on what we can implement there? Because I think that's a good place to start, realistically. Because, yeah, if you have a strong auditor, think about that. Doesn't play, like, any games. I mean, god damn it, would it have to be AI? Because I'm thinking about that. Like, if you take if you have an AI that obviously doesn't have, like, its self-worth programmed into it, that could theoretically do it. And I'm not exactly the biggest fan of AI, but that... Okay. All right, guys. %92 tax rate. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my chat by resetting it. I just looked up how to do it. Dashboard. Let's try that. Never mind. Okay. I guess that's just done. That sucks. All right. Well, then. Let's do this then. Reset this. That should theoretically reset that. No, it didn't. Just a heads up. That Nate guy's take on Minnesota's no bueno. Oh, really? Oh, did you watch it? Here. Oh, actually, here, real quick. I forgot about this. I had this pulled up for today. Kat Abugazale, who is running for Congress. They have a... Here, I don't even need to do this. I just realized I only got my
Agent A was a couple minutes...
So, here we go.
Agent A was a couple minutes late to work because it's illegal to run people over. On September 25th, Abu Ghazaleh was part of a crowd that briefly blocked a vehicle outside the Broadview facility. They banged on the black SUV, chanted slogans, and threw stuffed animals before being dispersed with pepper balls. Abu Ghazaleh was not arrested on that day, but on October 23rd, a special grand jury in Chicago indicted her along with 5 other co-defendants for conspiring to impede a federal agent in the conduct of his duties. They crowded together in the front and side of the government vehicle and pushed against it.
They scared me.
To hinder and impede its movement, scratched the body of the government vehicle, including etching a message into the body of the vehicle, specifically the word pig, broke one of the government vehicle's side mirrors, and broke a rear windshield wiper off the government vehicle. Note that it does not say any of the 5 individuals indicted did those things.
What's my primary contention with ICE? They're piss poorly trained. They do not have the same laws to identify themselves that any other law enforcement has.
That's the beauty of a conspiracy charge.
That's literally a Gestapo, man. I grew up as an American that thought that we were better than Russia and Nazi Germany, where we just have a federal police force that does the bidding of whoever's in power, and just, we don't ask questions. That's not how that goes.
Prosecutors can hold every member of the
I know my Constitution. That's probably the problem with this.
Conspiracy.
You have a lot of people that are very willing to give up their constitutional rights just and due process, just in general, because they see somebody they don't like being attacked.
Criminally responsible for the whole thing. So how did these supposed co-conspirators impede Agent A in the conduct of his official duties? So TLDR, he had to drive slow. That's what happened. Agent A was a couple minutes late to work because it's illegal to run people over.
Yep. You hear that one? Since everybody's been repeating it, it's illegal to run people over. It's illegal to run people over, except when ICE wants to do it. Apparently. All right. Back to it. Government vehicle, she meant your vehicle? Police state, prison surveillance state? Well, that's what this is. That's what they want. Like, you do understand the only people that are very comfortable with, like, armed military personnel going around policing streets are very rich people that don't actually live amongst you. And I'm talking whether it's billionaires or just suburbanite fucks. You got a lot of those people that they're the only ones. Like, that's what that's for. It's like, it's security theater. It's ridiculous. And they don't see the other side of it because, again, it's not to actually keep you safe in the slightest. It's to make sure that you are not seen by those people. It's, trust me, guys, eventually it's going to come for you. And this is what I hope that anybody here that is a supporter of ICE or the idea of ICE, like in its current iteration, just know it's going to get worse. They're going to break more laws, and they're going to end up coming for you. Plain and simple. Unless you're planning on joining them. That is the bottom line. And guess who else did that and never question why anybody calls them Nazis? Like, this is history repeating itself. We literally had these arguments in court in 1930s. Yes. Yes, but the thing is, they're so separate from this. Like, dude, they look at history, like with Hitler and the Nazis, like it was some fucking movie that was made up. Like, they have no connection to it. And I think that's the plan. I think that, honestly, like, if you want my conspiracy theory on this, I'm going to give it to you. I think that the elites were waiting for the last vestiges of the Holocaust to die off so we couldn't make it about them and, like, constantly remind people of how bad the Holocaust was so they could do it again. They really wanted to do it again. They love the idea of being the boot. And America, if anything, was kind of mad that, you know, we constantly had these pesky things like civil rights, you know, these people protesting the Vietnam War. Like, what the fuck, these hippies? But again, look at how they demonized hippies. Look at how they normalized that language. Look at how they took the idea of peace and they weaponized it. It's almost like the same thing they're doing with empathy. It's because that's what makes you care. They can't make money with peace. Plain and simple. They can't make money with empathy either. Oh, man, it's sad. Like, that's a sad state, and that's honestly, like, that got me a little bit like, oh, man, damn. We really are in a sad state. That's unchecked capitalism at work. Even Karl Marx foresaw democracy devolved into socialism. Socialism devolves into authoritarianism. Needs something more subtle than a full-blown flip. Yeah, well, and that's kind of what drives me nuts is the fact that you have so many people that are running for things like in history that did not work. And like they're convinced that it did because they heard otherwise. Oh, man. Or they just ignore what's right in front of them. That's the scariest one, is the fact that you have some people that are willing to just overlook the fact that Trump is doing the authoritarian bullshit that he's doing. And I don't like the gaslighting. The gaslighting is what's really starting to get to people, too. You got some, like, people in MAGA that have come out and said, like, no, I don't like being told that I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. Like, that's where I genuinely draw a line. Not me. Steven, absolutely, but they are dismantling all the old laws and systems so they can make it. Yeah, Project 2025. They that's my favorite. Thank you for saying that. Project 2025 is literally the playbook on how to build the new world order. Who was trying to do that? The global elites. This is why I think it's hilarious that Alex Jones is like constantly just like, yeah, you know, I kind of got this feeling, you know, these globalists, elites, the globalists, while blatantly ignoring the fact that they're doing exactly what he prepped his entire audience to look out for. It's kind of crazy, man. I'd like to be your co-host. You seem controlled and respectful. I believe it would make for good conversation. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Not looking for a co-host, but I appreciate the kind words. But Aaron, yes, definitely hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and then, yeah, maybe I'll bring you on Discord for a conversation at some point. But I just met you. Righty. Kind of weird to just ask to be the co-host, no offense. It's whatever. It's weird, yes, but I'm also not like that weirded out by it. In the context of stuff that I have dealt with on stream, it's not that bad. If anything, it's rather innocuous. It's like, okay. I'm also on the in the mode of take the compliment. Just take the compliment. After he bought out the company I was working for and stripped it for oh wait, true. I could always could be on the streets and some rose-tinted boomer would walk by and blame me. Yes. No, dude. I had this conversation with somebody where they're MAGA. Like, they're not one of the, my friends that are just, I voted for Trump. That's about where I'll draw the line. I really don't, I'll admit, I don't have, like, a MAGA friend. But I do work with someone who is. And I just asked him, I'm like, man, at what point, like, what point do you see that you are one missed paycheck away from being homeless? Because, like, he kept going on this rant, and this was a little bit ago. This is when Trump deployed the National Guard to Washington, D.C. And he was talking about, like, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm glad that he's getting all these homeless off the streets because you gotta clean it up, man. Like, it's broken windows. It's the broken windows policing thing. I'm like, hold on, though. I'm like, do you understand how close you are to that, though? Like, I know how much money he makes. Like, trust me, he ain't making that much. He ain't making enough to fucking go and bootlick for a bunch of, like, the upper echelons. I'll tell you that much. And he's just like, well, he still believes in trickle-down economics, and he lived through Reagan, where it's just like, how? How does this work? How do you coerce yourself into believing that you will get yours once they just recognize how great and how supportive you are? And dude, sure as shit, he ain't doing too hot right now. He had to move out of his apartment because, yeah, he has other things. Like, we still work together, but, like, dude, it keeps getting progressively worse for him, and he, for some reason, keeps doubling down, where he's just like, nah, you know what? This is leftist policy. He said that as, like, a legitimate observer, like, as a observation, where he was just like, no, this was leftist policy that made me lose XYZ. It's like, all right there, Steven Crowder. If you guys haven't figured out, he got divorced and he lost his house, and now he's just, got a smaller house and all that. But again, somehow leftist policies, guys. Leftist policy of what? Allowing no-fault divorce? Allowing his wife to take the lion's share because she kept custody of the kids because he proved he's a pretty unstable fucking person? That's another thing. There seems to be this lack of accountability for anything that they do personally. I've had a lot of authors tell me to start my own channel, but I'm lazy, and that's part of the problem. You know what? I always encourage people to start their own stuff. I had a therapist that was very supportive of me doing YouTube because the funny part was he was like as boomer as you get. He had no business trying to tell me to do fucking YouTube, but it was almost adorable where he was like, well, I understand that, YouTube, you could just kind of, start your own channel. Why don't you give it a go? I'm like, why not? That was good advice. Shouldn't I be out there in the streets fighting next to my bald-headed, blue-haired women? Why are you so disrespectful? Yes, this YouTube thing. It'll help. Whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, right. Well, I don't think he was telling me to do it for, like, the therapy reason. He was telling me because, like, I've always wanted to, be in radio, and I was doing comedy at that point when he gave me that advice. I was getting a little bit disillusioned with the whole stand-up scene, which, man, that was a good decision. Because, yes, the stand-up scene is ass. I still talk to a few of the guys I used to, like, do shows with, and oh my god, dude. they make it sound like like it's a dating game. I'm like, oh, fuck that. I thought online dating was bad. Try and get yourself booked at a comedy club. Of course, your therapist thought it was very good for you to start doing YouTube. My part is this asshole like you that have money to go to therapists and do all this stupid shit. I have good insurance. I mean, from your perspective, wait, so you're not even going to give me the credit for making proper decisions in my life that put me into a financial position to afford a therapist? What? Okay. To that one, I say, seek out therapy, man. Damn. That was kind of wild. All right. Something to engage with. Let's do this Greenland thing. Let's get this out of here. God. It's hard to do segments when I don't have my usual stream up.
Greenland should make the deal because Greenland does not want to see Russia.
Hold on, you can barely hear him because he's on Air Force One.
But Greenland should make the deal because Greenland does not want to see Russia or China take over. They don't go there. It's very far away from Greenland. And Greenland, basically, their defense is 2 dog sleds. Do you know that?
For anybody that was saying he was just joking about the Greenland thing, no, he wasn't.
You know what their defense is? 2 dog sleds.
No, he wasn't.
In the meantime, you have
He was totally not joking.
destroyers and submarines and China.
China.
Destroyers and
The
submarines
China.
all over the place.
The Chinese Kung
We're
Flu.
not going to let that happen. And a bit of
You gotta admit that one was a banger. That's why that one is in my intro. I thought that was hilarious when he said, "We're gonna eradicate the Kung Flu."
But, you know, they need us much more than we need them. I will tell you that right now.
The premier of Greenland said today, we prefer to stay with
God, could you imagine if Joe Biden wore that same hat? He would look like an absolute fucking clown.
Denmark.
Just like this. Man, his little scat. he has to like work to be that upset. Damn. All right, let's do this. Oh, that's more Joe. Fuck that.
A significant potentially development. Let's put D1 up on the screen. The reason that this is worth flagging is because party identification was a major indicator in the Biden era that Republicans were really on the upswing.
Uh-oh.
And so you can see
Oh no. Gallup polls and
for,
shit.
you know,
Oh, no.
there in 2024 as Trump's campaigning,
People
you
are
had
already just
Republican
gonna be like,
Party
"I don't believe it."
identification beating Democratic Party identification. That was really a new development.
There's a compilation video of him saying
Now
China.
that trend has
Ooh,
reversed,
I have to look
and
for
you've
that.
got Democratic Party identification at 48%. Republican Party identification has fallen to 40%. Significant swing year over year. You know, last year, so Q4 of 2024, it was that measure
Polls
was
are fake.
R+4. Q4 of 2025.
I mean, dude, we had
it was D+8.
We had a lot of
So
people
that's
in
a
chat
net
just screaming that
12-point
today.
swing towards Democrats, and kind of a
Polls are
remarkable
fake.
thing to happen
Fake
at a
polls.
time when, you know, the Democratic Party is extremely unpopular, like reaching lows of popularity. And a lot of that is, of course, Republicans hate the Democratic Party, but there's a lot of sense of fecklessness coming from Democratic Party leadership.
Brendan Herrera? Is that that guy from California that's he was the right winger who pivoted
But even
to the Democrats? Wait,
as
who was that
brand
guy?
is obviously incredibly tarnished and people are
Forgot his
disgusted
name.
with the
I
way
had
that
that story
leadership has
pulled up.
conducted themselves, you still have people who are feeling like, okay, but I'd rather identify with them than what I see happening in Trump's America. And at the same time, you've got the House is almost lost already. I mean, it's such a narrow margin at this point that Mike
Kyle
Johnson
Langford. No, Kyle Langford's the one I'm talking about.
barely by the skin of his teeth holds on to a majority. Looks very much like
Who's he running with?
Democrats are poised to take back the House in the midterm elections. But the Senate always seemed like a much bigger
Wait, he's running in Texas? Is he in the same district as the Sham Wow guy?
stretch.
Man, Texas really got some winners going for this.
Now you have the Senate
You're gonna love my nuts, and you know what? You're also gonna love voting for me.
also coming into play.
Don't you still have your ShamWow? We all know you got your ShamWow.
And so that's why this development is really significant.
You're back. You went to
D2
eat.
up on the
Nice.
screen.
He's running against Tony
Former
Gonzalez.
Representative Mary Peltola of Alaska
I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about Texas politics.
is jumping into the Alaska Senate race. I do not pretend to understand the politics of Alaska. I don't understand them at
Oh yeah, Pinkerbell.
But
Yeah,
I do
you're
know
directly
Mary
affected by
Peltola
that one.
is popular in Alaska, and I believe this is a congressional seat where you actually represent the whole state because it's a relatively small population. So you are, as a Congress member, representing the entire state. We can put D4 up on the screen to show you some of the initial polling about this matchup between Mary Peltola and Dan Sullivan, who's the incumbent. Has it Peltola up a point, obviously within the margin of error here. This was from back in October, so we haven't had a new poll to update us on exactly where things stand. But this means that this Senate seat is actually in play. Let's go ahead and take a listen to D3 to get a sense of how Mary Peltola is positioning herself.
I'm Mary Peltola, and I'd like to share why I've made the decision to run for U.S. Senate. I grew up on the Kuskokwim River, salmon fishing with my father. Buzzy and I raised our 7 kids in Alaska and spent long summer days at fish camp. Life is difficult here, and we know that we have to take care of each other. DC people were shocked that I prioritized going back to Alaska in July to help put up fish for our family. But Alaskans understand. It's not just that politicians in DC don't care that we're paying $17 a gallon for milk in rural Alaska. They don't even
$17 for a gallon of milk?
us.
What now?
They're more focused on their stock
Holy
portfolios
shit.
than our bank accounts.
Guys, just remember, you might not have it that fucking bad.
When they actually work together on something, it's usually
Fucking
to
A,
help themselves.
$17.
Our delegation used to stand up to their party and put Alaska first. DC people will be pissed that I'm focusing on their self-dealing and sharing what I've seen firsthand. They're going to complain that I'm proposing term limits, but it's time. Systemic change is the
term
only
limits would be
way
great.
to bring
How come we can mostly agree on that, but when it actually comes up to like a vote, they're a little apprehensive. It's almost like they don't actually, support us,
grocery
or like
costs,
they
save
don't
our
actually, represent us.
fisheries,
Weird.
lower energy
Are those
prices,
cows?
and build new housing Alaskans
those are
can
cows.
afford. No one from the lower 48 is coming to save us. It's about time Alaskans teach the rest of the country what Alaska first and really America first looks like.
Alaska first. There you go.
Okay, I actually didn't believe that they're paying $17 for a gallon of milk. That's insane. I'm like,
Is that
when
true?
she's like, they won't believe us. I was like, I don't believe it. There's no, I mean, it's possible, I guess. That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's actually insane.
Yeah. So anyway, the Senate math is as such. Democrats have to hold on to Georgia and Michigan are the two that are, most sort of dicey for them to hold on to. If they're able to do that, then they have to win 3 more seats. The 2 most obvious places are North Carolina and Maine, where they have also a strong candidate in North Carolina, the former governor Cooper, I can't remember his first name right now.
Roy Cooper.
Yeah, Roy Cooper, who seems like, people like him statewide. It's a difficult year for Republicans, whatever. That one seems very much in reach. Then you have Maine, which is Susan Collins, who she's making an announcement. It's not entirely clear she's even running for re-election. My personal opinion, Maine is lost for the Republicans, but I thought that in the past as well. I just think the partisanship at this point is going to be very difficult to overcome. But in any case, North Carolina and Maine are definitely both in reach for Democrats. Then you need 1 more. And that's where it was always like, where else? You got Texas. I don't know about that. You got Nebraska, where you've got Dan Osborne, who's running as an independent, but will probably caucus with Democrats, although I don't want to put words in his mouth. I don't know that he said that, but, he would take out a Republican, so could be that, but that's very difficult to accomplish. You've got Iowa, which Iowa's been hit very hard by the Trump tariff policy. Their economy is, they're very upset with a lot of the economic aspects. There's actually the Democratic gubernatorial candidate. Looks like he's got a really good shot. Is it possible? I don't know. Iowa's really pretty red at this point. So Alaska now appears to be their best hope for a 3rd seat. And Ohio, I should throw in the mix as well, where Sherrod Brown is running.
Yes, of course.
And Sherrod Brown is, the strongest candidate Democrats could possibly put forward. Again, Ohio, though, tough state at this point, and he's already lost once. So in any case, Alaska really sort of puts things more in play for Democrats to be able to take the Senate than previously if Mary Peltola is able to pull that one off.
It's possible. Again, I don't know. She was able to.
Do I know anything about the Chevron trial in the Supreme Court?
Remember
and what the verdict was? Isn't that what the Chevron doctrine is?
They use ranked choice voting.
They do.
So that could throw, things in the mix if you have a couple, who knows the narrowing of the field and all of that. So it's theoretically possible. This is the same way that she was able to win. I would probably bet Ohio, Maine are, much better pickups potentially for them. But you got to remember, if this is 2010 and you were there too, Crystal, like you were literally running for office, there were people who were winning, who were Republicans who had no business winning, all over the country. And then 2 years prior to that, in 2008 in a Democratic wave. You know, Obama won like North Carolina. Like you had
He won
districts.
Indiana.
Yeah, right, exactly. There were, if I recall, there was like a Democrat who won like some place in Louisiana or something. Like there were these crazy districts where you had people that had no business being in the House and even in the Senate, you know, at that time. So it could happen. You know, anything can happen in a crazy wave type of election. We've seen it time and time again. So this is why I wouldn't count out necessarily. I mean, it would be a huge coup for the Democrats to be able to have control of both houses.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it would basically shut down Washington as we know it, as it is right now.
I will just say those sort of like really unexpected things usually happen at the the House level versus the Senate, just because there's more attention paid to the statewide Senate candidates. But if you do have a large Democratic wave election, you know, I think now you can credibly say that the Senate is in play between. So if you assume they hold on.
Yeah, before they were saying that it was going to be damn near impossible for the Democrats to take back the Senate.
To what they got, and they pick up.
They were just looking to get those. They were looking to get the House so they can start getting some investigations underway.
And in North Carolina, they need one more. And Ohio and Alaska both are not preposterous to imagine. One more thing we wanted to update D5 here. Graham Plattner has a new internal poll that he gave to Zateo, has him up 15 points on Janet Mills.
Damn.
Which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow,
it's
that's
sign of
wild.
the times, right?
Yeah.
This guy, Kyle and I talked to him last week, and he was saying again, like, guys, remember, last summer is when I launched it. Like, no one had ever heard of me before.
No, that's crazy,
last
dude.
summer.
Yeah, and that's the same thing is like that's happening with Kat Abu-Ghazaleh and a whole bunch of other candidates where it's just like they're seeing massive pushes, guys.
And now I'm thrust into this spotlight, and like the level of momentum and the things that are happening, he can
primaries are going to be interesting.
Head around, and he's up, according to his poll and according
March
to other polls we've
17th,
seen too, by double digits on the sitting governor of Maine, who has the backing of the DSCC and Chuck Schumer and all of these sorts of people, which we talked to Chris Van Hollen about, him being upset about that yesterday too in the interview that Ryan and I did with him. So it is going to be a very, very interesting year in terms of politics, and we're going to get a lot of indications of where things are headed.
Internal poll, you never know. Sometimes they're cope, you know. Usually it has some methodology. Maine is a hard place to poll, but, you know, tracks public with the actual like private ones that really matter. And in general, you know, I haven't seen
Left Reckoning did an interview with Graham Plattner.
stuff
Yeah, I need to check
back
that
up
out.
her campaign's legitimacy, like crowds or enthusiasm. There's none of the other accoutrement that would, you know, show they were actually running a winning campaign.
Yeah.
From her, at least. Except, I guess, Chuck Schumer right now, who I wouldn't even want their endorsement.
No.
God, I can't stand Sagar. Sorry. Like, I can't. He's just such a fucking weaselly little douchebag. All right, we're good with that. All right, let's get some news on from everybody's favorite liberal. Just remember, this guy, like, Morning Joe kissed the boot, or kissed the ring, I meant.
This is how you spend your life? Hey, can somebody grab my...
Dweeb to the max. He really is.
Hey, give it to my girlfriend. I got your phone. That's what you want? I got you. Who do you need us to contact? Hey, my girlfriend's right behind you. Give us a phone number. My girlfriend's right behind me.
Once you guys get him in, let's get him into Victor 3, okay?
I'm going to Victor 3. That's what they said. Victor 3. Get up. Give him a good pat down. Once you get him up, give him a good pat down. Get up. You do what? All right, we're done.
You know,
He was trying to get up.
This is not the America that most of us recognize.
And here's the thing. You guys can hate Morning Joe all you want. I'm not exactly a fan. These guys are your average, like, when you think average American, your parents and like what they see and that shit, this is it.
As you can see it in the polls. This is not, Stephen Miller's America is not the America.
Man, I saw like this internal poll at Fox News where they did, you had a bunch of viewers that just said, nah, she shouldn't have gotten shot. And it surprised people like Jesse Waters where they were just like, what?
That most small government conservatives recognize. It's certainly not the America that even Joe Rogan recognizes. He talked about it yesterday.
how they carry them, Timu Russian
I can
thugs.
also see the point of view of the people that say, yeah, but you don't want militarized people in the streets
Well,
just roaming around, snatching people up.
I literally pulled this up on Twitter. Maybe I should have watched this clip before I...
Many of which turn out to actually be U.S. citizens.
You know, every once in a while doing a pre-watch, not a bad thing.
Are we really going to be the Gestapo? Where's your papers?
Dude, there it is.
Is that...
There it is. Guys, once you lose the brosphere, this is what kept this all this shit going, was the fact that the normies were the ones going, it's not as bad as the left keeps saying. It's not as bad as the left keeps saying. Guys, it's not as bad. It's not as bad. It's not as bad.
That's what we've come to. So it
gets as
more
bad.
complicated than I think people want to admit. ICE are villains. And now people are looking at them like murderous military people that are on the streets of our city, and they're masked up, which is also a problem, right? Because if you get arrested by a cop, you're allowed to ask the cop, what is your name and badge number? And you could film that cop.
Yep.
If you get arrested by an ICE agent, you have no such right. They're wearing a mask. They don't have to tell you.
Yeah, and Willie, he talked about Americans being snatched up off the streets because they don't have their papers, and he asks the question, are we the Gestapo? Talks about no rights.
Glad that you guys are asking the just basic questions.
And wearing masks, saying you
That's why
have
we're
no
all
rights.
a little,
They're not police
I don't know,
officers.
freaking out about this.
Police officers,
it's almost like we see the parallels.
Police officers, you can talk to the police officers. You can say, officer, but how can I help you? What's going on? And there's none of that here. This is something new and alarming, and as Joe Rogan says, they're just snatching up Americans. They're snatching up Americans off the street and asking for papers. And he asks again, are we really the Gestapo? This is such. Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller have taken us so far away from what Donald Trump talked about, which is, oh, we're going to get the worst of the worst. We're going to get the baddest of the bad. No, they're not getting the worst of the worst illegal immigrants. They're now doing this to an American citizen. And there's another clip where Joe Rogan talks about an American citizen, a Minnesota mom, getting shot in the face when it looked like she was turning her car wheel and trying to get out of the way.
Joe Rogan's been consistent about this. He supported Donald Trump. He said he supported sealing the border, closing the border, at least having a secure border, and getting out the worst of the worst. That was the promise among illegal immigrants.
God damn it, guys. I kind of feel like I should probably reboot stream.
His murderers, his rapists. We still hear that from the president every day. He says what we're doing is we're getting out the worst.
That's what your papers are, you dumb fuck.
The worst.
Sorry.
It's just not true. As a matter of fact, it's just not true. These are not the worst of the worst. And as you say, now we're having U.S.
Sorry, man. I just read two comments mixed together.
citizens
My bad,
pinned
dude.
to the ground and arrested and thrown into vans. It happened inside a Target yesterday, where an employee, a U.S. citizen, was arrested for protesting the presence of ICE inside the Target. Arrested and dragged out. A U.S. citizen.
Yeah,
who
reboot
cried,
makes sense now. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it at 6.
As the person was being dragged into a van. Rev, we were just talking about this a moment
No, I think I'm going to do it at
ago,
6 for
but
me.
you have
Yeah.
now men in military
I'll just keep going for the next half hour and then I'll reboot it.
Look like they're dressed for war.
Yeah, because I still got my, I'm covering the 8 o'clock hour Central Time. So, yeah, I messed up. So I guess I'm taking Hey Funny Book for a minute, or the Hey Funny Book slot over on this space.
War. And as
This is
you've
what
been
it looks
talking
like.
to people on the ground in Minneapolis, emboldened by what happened, by Renee Good being shot in
Yeah,
the
8
face
p.m.
a couple of
Wednesdays.
times.
Tinkerbell, do me can you, since I know you know the schedule, was it for Hey Funny Book? Like, is that who's in that slot?
They know that
I just know that I am apparently covering. So
and immediately, this administration, led by
all the way I got
President
served.
Trump,
Carlos
will
Vertical
have their
Stream. It's
back,
working. Hell yeah.
Apparently, no matter what they do.
No, that is what is the most alarming thing.
Who cares? Nobody cares, Reverend Al. Don't give a shit.
I can also see the point of view of the people that say, yeah, but you don't want militarized.
I was waiting for the back end of this. Apparently it was a different video.
Just roaming around, snatching people up, many of which turn out to actually be U.S. citizens that just don't have their papers on.
Yeah, the lead into left
really
past 10.
The Gestapo, where's your paper?
Do a comic book show? Oh, you know what? Fuck it.
So it's more complicated than I think people want to admit. ICE are villains, and now people are looking at them like murderous military people that are on the streets of our city. And
So
they're
dual
masked
stream?
up, which
No,
is also a
unfortunately,
problem,
I'm not
right?
going to be able to do
Because
that.
if you get arrested by a cop,
Although after this, maybe, because I have to do this thing where I have to like tie my stream over to StreamYards and all
allowed to
that.
ask the cop, what is your name and badge number? And you could film that cop. If you get
I mean,
arrested by an ICE agent, you have no such right.
Could go through my
You're wearing a
weeklies. I
mask.
did
And
just
I'll
pick up
tell
my
you,
weeklies this week, like just
it's
today.
also
So
very ugly to watch someone shoot a U.S. citizen.
Oh my God.
Especially a woman.
Just do
in
a
the
letter
face,
hack impression.
where it's like I'm not that guy. I don't.
R.I.P.
know what he
horizontal.
thought. And again, this is a guy who'd almost been run over.
No, I'm gonna be going back to horizontal 6 o'clock.
But it just looked.
Anyone else having trouble with the stream? Yeah, you probably are because I'm having I'm having trouble with StreamYards.
The car hit him.
Or Streamlabs.
It seemed like she was kind of turning the car away.
Podcaster Joe Rogan criticizing the Trump administration's targeted ICE operations and the agency's aggressive enforcement tactics.
And you know, Willie, it's when you have somebody like Joe Rogan who supported the president talking about, in Joe Rogan's words, Gestapo-type tactics, talking about the masks, talking about how these people aren't even like police officers, because with police officers, they...
Every time I put on chapstick, I want to do it like Buffalo Bill. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Pull
There's
up,
a process.
you talk to them, there's a
Goodbye, horses.
process. You can see who they are. You can communicate back and forth. Everything about this seems...
Oh yeah, like the stream if you haven't already.
to spike tensions on
yeah, we're
both
getting there.
sides. And I will tell you, looking at the videos yesterday following the killing of Renee Good, it was hard not to come to the conclusion that they may be trying to ramp up tensions.
No! What? You're telling me that they have been banking on people?
ICE may be intentionally
Come on. What?
to ramp up tensions.
No,
And
they're
they
not trying
want
to
this
instigate
confrontation
a
despite
riot.
the
Why
fact
would they
we've
do
shown
such a
polls in
thing?
the
That's
last
crazy.
hour that show that something like 46% of Americans now want ICE abolished.
Yeah.
We've shown
That's not even just like, hey, they should probably like chill. No, that's literally just, get rid of them.
polls that since Kristi Noem took over
By the way, that does not mean the majority want them to stick around. Just wait till they show how the percentage of people that are just like, I don't know.
for ICE in February, the approval rating for the agency has gone down 30%, and barely a third of Americans think
I'm the only stream having
that-
issues.
that
I don't know what to
ICE
tell you, man.
shooter that killed Renee Good by firing point blank 2 shots from the side at her.
You got a phone call and had to leave?
that-
Well, wait, are you watching on your phone? If you got a phone call in between streaming, you're the only one still having issues. I'm gonna bank on the fact that the interference of the phone call fucked with your internet.
Force was not justified, and yet they're ramping it up, Willie. It doesn't seem
Yeah, see, 20%, guys. 20% of Americans are just like, eh.
to make much
the
sense
fuck?
at all. Here's YouGov, only 30%.
That's
think
almost
that
more
that
disturbing, I
shooting
have
was
to say.
Justified. So if you were listening to podcasts and watching TV shows,
That's weird.
and living in a world, reading things online where you think that you are with America and America is with you on point
No,
blank
Stephen, thank you, though.
shooting
Thank you for letting me know.
of Renee Good, you're wrong. You are dead wrong. Not even 1/3 of Americans agree with you, Willie. It just seems like the White House.
I wasn't bothered. Good luck, everyone. Yeah, for
Making
real.
things worse.
How in the hell are you walking away from like getting pulled like that? Just like, eh?
Worse for the people of Minneapolis.
I don't have an
and
opinion,
making
man.
things worse for themselves.
20%.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a lot.
we've said this many times, but the president lives a bubble of his own. Where
Yes,
he's
he does.
hearing from his advisors, where he's hearing from his media sources, where he's hearing from his base and his supporters that that officer did the right thing in that case. but the American public disagrees.
Mom Donnie needs to make another trip to the White House.
And again, Joe Rogan is an extraordinarily important voice. He has a massive audience of people. Many of them are Trump supporters. He supported Donald Trump in the 2024 election. But he also is a clear thinker who, when he sees something with his own eyes, he knows what he's looking at. He's seen enough of it. He's heard enough about it to draw some conclusions from what he's seeing. And not just the incident where Renee Good was shot in the head, but all these other images that you're just talking about, Joe, where you have masked men dressed for war, pulling people out of cars after breaking their windows, going into Targets and dragging U.S. citizens out, now pursuing refugees, Somali refugees who've been vetted through a security process and come to this country to escape what's happening in Somalia. They're being dragged out for the crime of being Somali, even though they're here legally. So this all adds up to the poll numbers that you just showed us. So 1 week now after the ICE officer shot and killed Renee Good, clashes between residents and federal agents are intensifying across Minnesota. State Representative Michael Howard tells the New York Times, quote, "It feels like our community is
cats are fucking
siege by our own
having a
federal
war
government."
upstairs.
President of the Minneapolis City Council, Elliot Payne, says, quote, "This is a military occupation."
I heard
and it
slam,
feels
slam.
like a military occupation. Videos like this one from a gas station in St. Paul show chaotic scenes of agents using extraordinarily aggressive tactics to make arrests, smashing car windows, forcefully pulling people from their vehicles.
I might have to go check on what they're doing. Is that
across the ground? This is another arrest from that same stop.
I just heard the scurry
a man
away.
pleads with officers, telling them he is not resisting.
I'm not resisting.
This is-
I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. This is how you
I can't imagine not having an internal monologue. Yeah, right? People don't. Man, sometimes that must be nice.
What you want? Who do you need us to contact? Hey, my girlfriend's right behind you. Give us a phone number. My girlfriend's right behind me. Once you guys get him in, let's get him into Victor 3, okay?
You notice the viewership going down. If new viewers are having issues, that could be why. Yeah. No, that's why at the 6 o'clock mark, like actually here, 5:55 is probably when I'll end this. I'll give myself 5 minutes to kind of refresh things. I might just restart my computer too. Actually, you know what? I should run the internet check. While I'm doing this.
Stay back. It's a gas station in St. Paul, Minnesota. A similar scene unfolded late last week at a Target in Richfield, Minnesota, where employees watched as their two co-workers, both United States citizens, according to local officials, were seized by federal agents.
I don't know. I think I can't see. I can't see.
One thing I've noticed about these vertical streams that I do is, for some reason, if I start my stream right around 2, it starts popping off right around 3 to like 5 o'clock, and then it starts slowing down a little. Somebody pointed out, they're just like, yeah, that's when school lets out. I'm like, well, explain some things.
Both of them. Where is the paperwork? Where is
Manny, what are we doing? Manny.
This isn't it right now. Not Minneapolis. Where is the paperwork? Where is the warrant? Where are
What's the happy medium? You let them become legal, especially if they are not doing anything criminal. That's the whole pathway to citizenship thing. But you've got a lot of people have been fooled into just being like, you know what? I'm perfectly fine with just being like, I don't care. They should do this. They need to do it the legal way. But they never look into how hard the legal way is and why people stay here past what their fucking visas are allowed.
No.
Like, dude.
Get on the phone. Hey, no. Get on the phone. Go on the phone. Go make a phone call. Go make a phone call right now.
Yeah, I can see. Actually, no, I am having some issues with stream.
Willie, this is
Streamlabs.
This is happening to American citizens in suburban neighborhoods, in suburban America.
he reiterates this a few times to the point where I'm like, okay, Joe, we get it. You live in the suburbs.
When Joe Biden left office,
You don't want to have ICE in your Target parking lot, dude.
crime was at its lowest rate since the early 1960s. People were starting to feel safe in the streets again.
Also, a bunch of people are acting like a lot of the legal processes are illegitimate. Oh yeah, like protected refugee status, where they're just like, that's not a thing.
And we're seeing
Yeah.
every day
Yo.
images of terror.
Oh my God.
coming out
Oh
of
my God. I just realized I got to do. All right. So when I start the next show, I think I'm going to start it with something a little sillier. I watched Face Off. Holy shit. I forgot how much gold is in that movie.
Suburban
From the
neighborhoods,
very
suburban
beginning to the
gas
very end.
stations, in suburban
Guys, I
Targets,
highly
in
recommend
suburban
watching Face Off.
streets,
It
in
is just
suburban
ridiculous to the max.
neighborhoods where people are trying to go to their doctor's appointments, or people are trying to go to church. Videos of a man telling ICE agents swarming his car, hey, I'm praying for you. You should let me go to church.
Dude.
You should let
Dude.
these people.
Within the first 5 minutes of that movie, Nicolas Cage is dressed in a priest costume after setting the MacGuffin, and then there's this choir of just random. It's a random choir. He gets up on the freaking on the stage, starts singing with them, grabs this one woman's ass just like aggressively, and then goes like this. And like the camera's just like, yeah,
Go to church.
It's fucking
Willie,
wild.
These images are unthinkable. And again, this is what we used to see, and why
Castor Troy.
we used to feel superior
Tell him Castor Troy sent you.
to Russia and to China and to the old
Didn't I tell you to protect my baby brother?
Soviet Union, because we would see people picked up on the street like this in those countries
He shoots the guy because his baby brother has his fucking shoes untied.
for merely protesting. Now that is happening to American
It's
citizens
such a fucking weird movie.
in American neighborhoods
I can eat a peach for hours.
in the suburbs.
I love peaches. A nice, fat, juicy peach. I can eat a peach for hours.
In America, and anybody who believes
What's your favorite
that
fruit?
there's anything American about that, well, they must have just immigrated here from Beijing, because there's nothing American about what's going on right now in American cities.
Cage is a genius. You know what? That movie.
As you watch those videos, okay,
He's got
what
the
is the
two gold
alleged
guns,
crime?
the
What did
fucking-
these people possibly do that would warrant that kind of
and then
response?
the doves.
And as you
Which why are there so many goddamn doves in that church?
say, often it's protesting the presidents of ICE officers say inside a Target, or
That's
as
high
Joe
praise.
Rogan said, not showing your papers. Your papers. Think about that. So
Your papers. Yes. The papers. You must show us the papers.
as these videos have come out,
I think I told the story yesterday, but my mom used to stop me in the hallway and she'd be like, show me your papers.
President Trump
We did a little joke with it because it was so far out of the lexicon of like the American fucking,
post on True Social
experience that we were just like, no, that's wild. We would never do that.
yesterday writing, the day
Sorry,
of
Mom, here we are.
reckoning and retribution is coming for Minnesota. Cryptic message, unclear what he means exactly by that. Mike Barnacle's at the table with us. Mike, just as you watch one video after.
Dude, they're threatening to go door to door in blatant violation of the Fourth Amendment.
After another.
Yeah, dude, it is that bad.
Think a little bit about the arc of history as well. What do you see here?
No, this isn't hyperbole. How can we fix this? We can continue to stand up and tell them that we're not going to fucking stand for this. You need people who are ideologically opposed to us, to me on the left, to stand up for what America is actually about. Instead, they got duped by the psyop to fucking go balls deep into the whole idea like, nah, you know what? Trump has every right to do this.
Talking recently with an old friend of mine, my oldest friend, who came back from Vietnam.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me.
1969 with a Silver Star, and memories that he still carries to this very moment, on this very morning. And he was telling me he didn't sign up for any of this. He didn't sign up for an America that has disappeared in front of his eyes over these past 2 weeks. The Minneapolis Police Department has about 600 sworn officers. There are over 2,000 ICE members on the streets of Minneapolis. A 14-year-old walking to school, taken right off the street.
Thanks, dude. I know.
A woman, as we've shown here this morning,
I'm aware.
on her way to a doctor's appointment, ripped out of her car, thrown onto the street.
But to be completely real, the viewer count is not what really matters to me. It's the content.
Taken by ICE. But
I made that mistake of giving a damn a little bit too much. Because, yeah, my stream grew fast, man.
ICE has taken much more.
But I appreciate you guys all being here. I appreciate everybody that's currently watching. If you guys can hit the like button if you haven't already, I do ask that because it really, really helps me out. And sub to the channel if you haven't and you're enjoying yourself.
Off the streets.
Again, if you're ideologically opposed, I like the idea of having you guys come back and chat.
America used to be, and thrown it away. And this is not going away. This is not going to disappear in several news cycles from now. This is not going to disappear during summer days when people are happy and scot-free in places like Martha's Vineyard or Santa Monica, California. This is the America that the Trump administration...
No, they're not, though. They're not about taking care of us. How are you going to say that with a straight face when they just cut... Dude, they cut funding to Medicare, Medicaid. What are you talking about? They do not give a shit about you. If they did, then universal health care would be a Republican idea. Stop it.
...has brought to the world.
Like, seriously, stop it. You're fooling yourself. You are being used by the billionaire class because of that thought process right there. Right there. Thinking that the illegal aliens, the transes, anybody but the fucking billionaires are the fucking problem.
Sadly for the Trump administration.
You understand how much you have to just suck, just so much,
administration. It has.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice.
Itself on the minds, I think, of
you don't suck. You're just being used, and
many Americans who now wonder, what have we done? What are we
they have convinced you that somehow taxing billionaires is going to affect you negatively.
doing? All of this.
Just have to remember that they have billions of dollars. They have the apparatuses to do this. Now they have AI, but now they also have paid influencers. So
is an obscenity fostered by the government.
Where do you think the funds come from? They don't come from the billionaires. The billionaires barely pay their taxes. That's why we pay such high fucking property taxes, income taxes, depending on where you live. Like, that's why taxes are such a fucking thing with the lower and middle class.
And all of this.
The more money you make, generally, the less you're paying in comparison to the people below you.
Is deeply unpopular with the Americans.
Now, are they paying more, like, because they make more? Yes. Yes, that's how it works. But per capita, like, if you're actually looking at percentage basis, no.
People, let's show some polls right now. You have 46% of Americans who now are saying...
I'll check you out next time.
ICE
got to work on the house. Yeah, nice. You can always listen. I'm a very audio-friendly podcast. Keep saying podcast. But thanks for being here, Buck. I appreciate that.
Keep that up. ICE is an agency that in February of 2025 had like a plus
they had support.
Approval rating.
Yeah.
Before Christine
it's uncomfortable for me to admit that.
Took over.
But that's Biden's ICE agency.
ICE had a positive approval rating. Before Donald Trump allowed Kristi Noem and Stephen
we
Miller
pay 2 to 3 times more for healthcare than countries with universal healthcare, and it isn't even accessible to everyone, and our life expectancy is 8 years lower than those same countries.
His White House and run American streets like they were St. Petersburg or Moscow. ICE had an approval rating that was positive. Now, 46% of Americans seeing these images and hearing the stories that Mike Barnicle just talked to you about, 46%
Mike Barnicle
of Americans.
He sounds like a SpongeBob character.
Think that ICE should be abolished, and those numbers will go up every day as these heinous videos come in, and you do wonder.
Dave does know what's up because he's always under duress. What up, Dave?
Is anybody awake in the White House?
Right.
That can go tell the president.
Getting close to the end here, so this will be the last segment.
You are destroying what Americans.
I'm gonna go to the next stream.
Thought was your strongest issue. You are destroying Republicans' chances to win in November. It's a good question. I mean, the shooting. You look at the shooting of Renee Good. Let's look at the polls there. Only 30% of Americans, according to YouGov, believe that shooting was justified. Now, if you were a part
Those
of,
numbers are
let's say,
still a little.
a MAGA podcast, or you were listening to MAGA podcasts this week, or you were watching MAGA news networks this week that were parroting everything that the president wanted them to parrot. That was basically reading Kristi Noem press release statements and buying completely in to the fact that they think it's normal that a young woman who is turning her steering wheel sharply to the right to try to get out of the area is shot twice from the side of her car at point-blank range with the gun aimed at her head by a police officer who's fumbling around, walking in front of the car, and fumbling around with an iPhone and a gun in her hand. Now look at this. Second shot there, third shot there.
Yeah, we've seen that. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to wrap up stream here, and then I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna do 2 hours. 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna do 2 hours and then go to this space. So, where are we at? Oh my God, I'm almost at the. Oh man, I've been on for 4. No, God damn it! Now I have to play this game. Do I want to do the 420? Because I would like to do the 420 with y'all. Yeah, that's cheat. No, Natch, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Oh, dude, I was about to take a pee break anyway. Yeah, you know what? All right, I'm gonna restart stream. I will be back in a few minutes. Yeah, that sucks, dude. I just realized that we're at 3 hours and 56 minutes. Decisions. Well, I guess we could just celebrate the 420 with the next stream and just carry it into that. I could use a break. All right. Well, here, I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break. Come on. I will be back in just a minute. All right, y'all. Y'all. Here, let me do the outro and then, all right, I will see you guys in just a second. All right, I'll be back. Might as well do the outro, I guess.
Who the heck is Pep Talks?
I'm not gay, but I fantasize about Marco Rubio. Pep Talks. Pep Talks. Pep Talks. Let's eradicate the Kung Flu. I'm literally coming. Pep Talks. Pep Talks.
Who the heck is Pep Talk?
They want our women. They want our children.
Pep Talks.
Sometimes no means yes. Grab them by the
Pep Talk.
Grab them by the Marco Rubio. Obama is a racist.
Pep Talks.
I'm literally coming. I'm literally coming.
Pep Talks.
We found weapons of mass destruction. My fellow Americans, it has been confirmed today from Pep Talks that we are